Not Mwesai who just subscribed. Let's go, smiley face emoji.
Let's go, dude.
You're feeling good? I was like, man, use Bloodlust. They're like, okay, okay.
Yo, guys. How's it going? Thank you for the sub. Not me, it was you. 22 months. Huge. Late stream, guys. I know. But it was a long morning. You should check the new game called 33 Immortals. It looks like a raiding boss game. Oh, I heard of another. I don't know what 33 Immortals, but I heard about another game that currently is like not set to go live. And I don't know how private it is, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But it was like a solo raiding game. I hope it comes out. I think there is a huge lack of like good solo raid fights that isn't just based around last minute dodging and parrying. I think there is definitely some room there. But let me check that out as well. First thing, sir. 33 Immortals. Damn. Today is full React day anyways, guys. As always, almost, but yeah. Hey, what? Oh, this is like a...
Chatters, we are live and we are...
Whoa.
Press right click to cast Radiance and Blind Training Dummies with...
This is not what I was expecting.
Movies, all right.
Okay, this movie came out.
Movies just came out.
Everyone's so quick.
This whole thing's gonna play out. I'm ahead of the game.
Well, we should have been asking you.
You lead the way then.
You watched MDI? No, I did not. I wanted to catch up on it, just watching, like, skipping through the stream. I mean, tonight is going to be interesting, obviously, right?
Some of the dudes we're rolling with are doing like a ton.
The reason I got excited about it is I decided to go to BlizzCon, and so I'll be able to watch the Blizzard finals as well. And I think it'll be cool to be involved, you know?
Ton of damage.
We got some.
Actually, I was before the stream. I was watching the game, the LCK game with T1. It was a good game as well. But I checked if I'm allowed to co-stream it, but I'm not. You need to be like in some sort of get private approval by LCK. So and you can't even ask for approval anywhere publicly. Apparently, the BlizzCon teams are all set. Yeah, but like it's where they start, right? Or is that also set already? Are you watching the World Cup? I did not watch it today. That it was a game from Turkey, but we lost. So I just like looked a bit at the situation, but I didn't watch the game live. It's a really scuffed hour sometimes. Like our game was at 7 a.m. I was technically awake, but I forgot about it because I was like only half awake in my brain. My brain was not awake yet. Yeah, but apparently it was a really sad game where Turkey had a lot of ball possession and they just couldn't score goals. Australia defense was insane. World Cup hours is ain't bad for Europe. Yeah. But this
Strong
game
teammates out here for sure. There's been some folks working through the demo and leveling up
looks
already,
interesting.
for sure.
Because there are like meta progression
Like,
aspects.
it looks a bit fast paced though,
So some of the people that we encounter may be stronger than us right out of the box.
and a bit too chaotic. Like I think if this was like a 4-man game with less traveling
Yeah, the
and
runes we're collecting are
a bit more
part of the
instance and a bit more
meta-progression.
slower
They've
combat,
used those to unlock some perks
could be interesting.
back there in the hub area.
Here we go. Yo, yeah, step
here it
in,
is,
step
here it
in,
is.
step in.
Yep,
What happens on this
got
one?
you.
Like even 3 people would be enough.
We get sauce.
Game is at
What's the button?
33
It's
Immortals
sauce.
apparently. Co-op roguelike.
Sauce
like,
generator.
Don't steal the blessing. There's no need to steal the blessing.
wait, isn't it called
Yeah, I suppose we
roguelike? Is it
Leave your blessing
roguelite?
be. Or no, I'm going to steal the blessing.
Damn,
if
there
you
was
steal it,
stealing.
then-
I guess,
you guys are all
or
stealing.
is it
it.
just-
I
is it
was
two
just
different
standing
things?
next to it. I didn't steal it.
My damage is greatly increased. I'm rewarded for thievery, and this will...
Resurrect me.
Where's the chest?
Yeah, this looks a bit too chaotic for me. It's too many things happening.
Oh, yeah, I can't even... That is not going away.
Sigil.
That's like covered in enemies. I'm coming down.
I guess I was like some trash or something.
There
'Cause
you
this
go.
looks better.
Have the poison fruit.
Blast them.
So flat design makes it a bit hard to see things. There was a bit more like depth to it, to the graphics.
You
Not
guys know you can
metaphorically, but
reroll-
actual like depth visible that this is 3Ding more, coming out with like some shadows or something.
Pull your relics.
That I did not know.
I think I did. I just haven't been doing it because they've been giving me some good stuff.
Yeah, looks interesting.
That's kind of sweet.
I don't think I can get in there. What? So
I wonder why such games never like reach out to us. I feel like it would be like the no-brainer way to market the game. Like if you're designing raids in your game, like what better way to market it than reach out to us and have us play it? I'm so confused. I don't know if they think it's like I don't know, I guess. I don't understand it. Really light where people use like oh okay. I see. Okay. Well yeah, cool game. I played a Warcraft 3 like game before as well. It was like a Dota custom map that actually sponsored the stream as well. That was pretty cool too. Never sponsored by a custom map. Dota must have some crazy good custom maps, considering what I've played back then already. Okay. Cool game. Alright, what do we go with, guys? I want to look at, I think we look at the MDI recap quick, then we look at some videos, okay? Okay. I'll just play at a decent volume. This is actually still too much, even though I have it really low. Today, I need to do this. Even more, I think. Control over here. Okay. Who's the next MDI team? We don't have an MDI team. I don't know. It was too much. Like, MDI isn't really that rewarding as a team. It makes sense if everybody is like in the team already and there's like no conflicts, and also like essentially if they don't have a sponsor, we can sponsor them and try to figure out if we can monetize it or not. But mandatory made our guys a good offer, and like trying to compete with that just didn't make sense for us. Like mandatory has a really good system where they have their CEO watch party the games and promote things on his own channel, and the players don't need to do any sort of real promotions. Like our players don't do any mandatory promotions, and there was no conflict of sponsors either. So for them it makes sense. For us it just doesn't make sense to sponsor the team. with like large amounts of money. And the other teams, they all had some conflicts. Like the Dignitas team has Yargi. I think it would be like them getting sponsored by Dignitas is different than them getting sponsored by Echo. And then there's a Liquid player in there. Volley is on Thief's team. And Zati also. Though I think the Liquid contract might be more binding than the Method one. And then the others were not really too many Echo players, so there was no good opportunity to sponsor a team really. Echo players and their teams. Yeah, and it's also like like Echo. It would be like Echo versus Echo to a degree as well. Because they're also Echo players, and then you sponsor ones and then you don't do the others. It's also a bit weird. Yeah, essentially, didn't really make sense for us. But we don't have a team. Might change in the future, but also, honestly, the MDI is so small in comparison to the race. It's not worth for us, like any effort spent trying to finance an MDI team, we could just spend on selling the race wall first better. So, and we will make way more money. You know, like the time spent on it is not worth it. If it is like a really small amount, we can just easily upsell that to existing sponsors. But if we want to give a proper salary for this, like I would say the only team that does that is Mandatory. I don't know, maybe Liquid does it as well, but I would guess not that it is not that high. I don't think it's worth it. Okay, let's look at the games. Starting with Mandatory and Interrupt. I don't even know who this Interrupt team is, honestly. Is this a Chinese team or what's going on here? We're just gonna skip through this real fucking quick, guys, okay? Wow, this playback speed number 3 now. That's new. Interesting. That's new, right? It was 2 before. Max. Oh, let's keep the chat. Oh, this looks like a tight game so far. And a death on Mandatory side. Inter must have like failed this one or something. Oh. Wait, what happened there? Dude, did they do like some sort of trick to the last boss? Oh, what the fuck am I seeing, guys? Maris jumping down? And then Orc stoning to Gingy. Or what? We sniped. It's funny. I didn't even play these dungeons, so I don't really know. I don't know what the hell is he pulling something from that source? Oh, yeah, I guess he is. And he pulling it to the last boss. Which I guess Chinese team just didn't do because they yeah, and then they just spent solo on the last boss and lost some time because they had to clear more trash. Up until that point, they were doing pretty fine, though. How much time were they off? Oh my god, that was really close, actually. It's always crazy how close these games are. That's crazy, right? Like, oh, it's okay because of the death it is close, but still, like, it's 10% off of the last boss. God damn, bro. Why can we not win like this during the race, guys? Oh, look at them all together, dude. This boot camp was way longer than I expected, by the way. I thought they were going to be like gone for a week or something. But I think they are theirs for like 20 days or some shit like this. That's another thing. Like, Mandatory is paying for all of those costs on top. It's kind of wild. Oof, great. GG with the Logitech headset, I think. Is this a Logitech? This Corsair? I don't know. On the Razer chair. Oh, actually, no, they're not. They're no longer sponsored by Razer, right? So he can do that. That's fine. That's funny. Are the MDI people allowed to stream these games, by the way? I always, like, they were at some point allowed to, and then they stopped doing it. I never understand why they don't just stream it. They're allowed, but they choose not to, right? Oh, Maris does? Okay. Even have to? Oh. What the hell? Okay, that's first game. Let's go next. Game 2, Magister's Terrace. But if you ask me which team I would like to win, it's probably mandatory, yeah. Those are my favorite guys, I would say. Followed up with probably Thieves team. But I think, did they lose now? Are they out? We're going to see soon, but... where do I see the percent? Oh, there. Okay. They're up a bit behind so far. Oh, quite a bit far. Oof, they're not closing the gap, guys. God damn. You know, the setup is the same. Yeah, holy fuck. Okay, this game was not even close. I have no idea. It sounds like maybe they didn't practice this map or something. The China guys. Like, what the fuck? Just to illustrate you, I bet Zerator watched these games, right? Zerator. Oh, what the hell? It's because I'm on a new PC. Just to show you how the mandatory system works, okay? There you go. So this is what my goat does here. Look at him, he's already streaming again. Oh no, he's not. Oh wow, he did this pretty low effort actually. Just a quick 1.5 hour stream. But yeah, he'll just sit there, watch the game, promote the sponsors, earn money, and he just keeps investing it to get more teams and be part of more competitions, and just watch parties it. That's the way to do it for them. But the fact that they went all out on this like boot camp and stuff is crazy to me. That's a lot of added costs they could have avoided. I have no idea. Sometimes esports teams surprise me with how they spend their money, but good for the players though. Happy for the players. Looks like they had some good fun in France. So they go 2-0. What's up next? Big Lucky versus Liquid. I don't know what who Big Lucky is either. Go next game. Go. We're speed watching it. This is the stream you watch if you don't have the time to watch MDI guys like me. But you want to know what's going on, you know. Big Lucky. It's also a Chinese team. I think these guys lost against Liquid as well. Sorry for the spoilers, guys. But let's see how it was. And Liquid is ahead already quite a bit, actually. 30 seconds ahead on the first boss almost. What the hell? Big pulls by Big Lucky, but they're not even on the boss. Oof. There's some trash beforehand. Fine. DR. I mean, yeah, they are going to lose. There's a percent for Liquid as well. Unless Liquid died here, it was the only way they win this. Although it's actually kind of tight, right? Yeah, it is kind of tight. Never mind. Talking shit. But yeah, I mean, Liquid. Oh my god, this is really tight actually. But oh my god, wait, actually, is Big Liquid going to win? Oof! Oh my god, dude, Liquid does it again. Flashbacks, guys. Oh, that's crazy. Flashbacks, bro. That's wild, bro. It's once again the global release advantage. Liquid wins. If China started on the same time, they would have won. It is crazy how like small difference there is between the teams sometimes. Some of the old Echo MDI game wins, bro, like tournament wins. I was shocked by how close it was. Okay. This looking okay. Oh, this looks again pretty close. But yeah, Liquid is ahead. Okay. Jeez, this was less close. For some reason, China teams play really good on the first map, and then they're Sag. Oh, Wolf Disco is in Liquid. Actually, I didn't realize. Wait, who's in Liquid? The Sevi, Yips, Shine, Cine, and Wolf Disco. Okay, okay. Wolf is a ex-Echo player, guys. That's why extra sympathy towards him. Triple Threat versus Send Spellbook. Triple Threat is Thieves team, right? What is Send Spellbook? It sounds like a... Wait, Send Spellbook? I feel like that originated from Echo, that meme. Yeah, I feel like I started that whole thing. Like, instead of calling it like use defensive or use everything, I was saying use Spellbook. Wait, if this is... There must be an Echo player in there, no? That's crazy. Really, Robin? Roybin, you mean? Okay. The Triple Threat team was getting a lot of praise from everyone. Walllife still playing Warrior. Is Warrior actually good, or is just Walllife making it work? I swear, guys, the Send Spellbook meme comes from us. Or comes from me, even, I think. Arms is good? Ooh. Damn, how sick would have been to have Walllife go against Revis on finals, dude, at BlizzCon. Putting the mask on and just entering the stage. And whoever loses needs to drop the mask. This looks pretty close, yeah. Okay, now Triple Threat is blasting. GG's. Okay, holy fuck, that last person went quick. Felt like, oh no. I guess it happens quick when you jump through it with triple speed. Okay. Triple Threat 1-0. Increased damage by boss also. Yeah. That the second phase or something, right? Yeah. I don't really play these dungeons. What is this? Algathar Academy. Okay. Yeah, this one I know from earlier seasons. Surprising lack of deaths in general, by the way. Like, so far we've seen, what, 2 deaths? Across, like, 6 games. This look like Triple Threat is gonna pull ahead here, unless a disaster happens. Yeah, easy. Triple Threat goes ahead. The loading, dude. Go, 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 go. Next team. We don't have the time for all of this shit. Still recapping. They should have like a content creator recap the games. Do they have that? You know how like football games have recaps? That'd be nice, or? I was telling to Stove that he should do that as a content idea. Ask Grok. Guys, I'm looking for some human-to-human interaction. I'm chatting with Grok enough off stream. Don't worry, bro. Grok and me are buddies, dude. Grok, Gemini. We hang out every week. The weekends are reserved for humans. So this is this Dignitas and Anti-Angels. Again, I have no idea who Anti's Angels are, but Dignitas are the boys. We did recruit Halfjacks, if people don't know, guys. He actually played Demon Hunter here. What the hell? I guess Mage isn't that good. Didn't see a single Mage. Raj. That's good to know. Our players are gaining experience on multi-classing. We're playing Evoker also. What the... Wait. Verb, Evoker, and Halfjacks DH. Why not the other way around? Verb is literally DH main. Bro, what am I seeing here? Yeah, Verb DH or DK, yeah. That's so odd. Maybe he can't play Evoker. Yeah, maybe Halfjacks or Yargi can't play Evoker, but that's kind of crazy. I mean, Og in the MDI must be, well, in one sense it's easy, but to min-max it's probably hard, actually, I guess. You need to like play around your two mates, or even the Guardian Druid if you want to do good damage, I guess. Okay, but anyways, we are... What is this? What is happening? Oh my god, Anti's Angels, 11 deaths. Okay. What? Okay, I mean, yeah. I think we can go next game, guys, yeah? GG's. I think here said one of them was not willing to play Walker, so they had to shuffle. Yeah. That's crazy. Game. Looking better for Anti's Angels so far. Looks like a loss by 18 seconds. My guess. Let's see. Oh, well, they didn't go until the end. Yeah, roughly. I don't know. It's cool to see that Dignitas is involved though. In WoW esports. Kind of random. I'm glad that MC got sponsored. MC. Missed count. Oh, okay. What the hell? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we were talking with them as well, but yeah, it's just gonna be complicated with Yargi and Liquid, and again, it's kind of the same thing as the Echo team. Like, I don't want to sit there and work just to make sure the esport we have like enough money for the MDI team. It's not really worth it for us, honestly. Oh, what is this? Some AWC action. Wait, what? Oh. Was this it for the first day? Wait, what? Do they chain the MDI into AWC? Oh, it has only... But didn't these games get played as well? Wait, let's see Raider IO. Just spoilers, unfortunately, but... Oh, I pressed the wrong thing. Yeah, these got played as well. Wait, what? I'm so confused. Is there like another stream of on the same day? Oh yeah. Alright, okay. I guess that was from Friday. Okay, we continue, guys. Oh, I need to go triple speed again.
By the way, I'm just saying.
His sound does not make sense with triple speed. What's that Dranos jacket, dude? What sort of sci-fi movie is that from? The hell? Mandatory versus liquid. Ooh, this is exciting. We some close games. But mandatory was boot camping for so long. I feel like they can't lose. After missing the officer meetings for 2 weeks straight, they don't have the permission to lose anymore. And it looks like a tight. Oof, it looks very tight actually. Let's play this out. Oh my god, my eye. Okay. Ooh, Echo gained some crazy damage during Lust. Oh, it was Liquid Lust late. Wait, actually, it's Liquid winning. What? No. Not again. Guys. Wait, oh, there was 2 deaths? Wait, I didn't notice that. Wait, hold up. Oh, like on... Oh, right there. God damn. Yeah. Rough. GG again? How did GG die? God damn it, dude. Okay. But surely they closed the gap here. I feel like a Sky Reach is like an Echo dungeon. Yeah. Like this one they can't win. Like back then Liquid didn't even exist, did they? Yeah, this is a boomer dungeon, bro. You can't win this one. Put the fuck down. Wait, that's 45, 15. Oh my god. Yeah, it's easy. Wait, checking the reactions. Hold up. Nice. They played Lights Out afterwards. What? Lights Out? There's 1-1. This is the first game that is 1-1, actually. Bro, this is my least favorite dungeon from this season, I guess, or from the expansion overall. Look, we're doing a chonker pull here with the trash. Ooh, Leko also does. But Liquid seems to be ahead here, right? Oh, we did. Okay. Oh, but did I say Echo? Sorry, mandatory, of course. I don't know what I said. But it is 5 Echo players, guys. Okay, it's a bit rough. Oh no, actually it's not. It's not. Push is not from Echo. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, fuck them actually. That's true. Debate, guys, it's debate. I think players should like once they enter a team, they shouldn't be allowed to leave anymore to other teams. You know, it's like you're there until death does you apart. So that we can't get confused like this. They've been swapping too much. No, it's not, dude. It's not. I'm sorry, guys. Not. Okay. Both one death. Both going towards last bossy. This is gonna be tight. Both bloodlust up. Both one combat res. And Liquid did lust. Liquid is holding the lust for whatever reason. Guess they're waiting for CDs or something. Ah, they're gonna do this. Did you get some sort of damage amp after this? I don't remember at all. Oh, yoy, yoy, yoy. That was very close. Yeah, there you go. Finally, they're excited a bit, yeah. That was really close. 6 seconds. Yeah, did actually Liquid even have the lust up through, like, the lust did not even expire, right? Maybe that is where their math may have gone wrong. I'm not sure. Like if you don't get full use of the last. Oh my god, this is a really short last, guys. What the fuck, actually? Look at this. Last pops. 1, 2. And seconds later, boss is dead. What? That lasts for 10 seconds. That's crazy. Okay. Oh shit, I just misclicked. We need to go again manually. Okay, triple threat, Dignitas. Ooh, that's an exciting match. Both have Echo players, but triple threat has 3 Echo players. Dignitas only 2. But as far as I know, Dignitas does win this one. Oh, this was the recap. Oh shit, we're already way too deep, dude. Sorry, hold up. The jumping did go a bit crazy. Alright, we were just 1 game ahead. All good. Okay. Tac. Zooming to the end. Echo versus Echo. Yeah, dude, I swear. It's crazy. How many Echo players are in there, dude? I think it's like... Is it 10 people? Oh no, sorry. I'm also mixing up people who played in Echo for a long time as well. Like if you count people like that as well, it's way too many. Then you have Wall Life Izatsi as well, you know, it's crazy. One death. Oh, who actually died, dude? Oh, Zatsi goes down. Rest some pepperonis. I feel like that might be the reason they don't make it, I was gonna say, but no, what the hell is going on here? Oh, that's an Omega pull, holy shit. Yeah, damn. I think that death is gonna be the reason they lose this one, actually. Oh my god. Actually, okay. Yeah, I mean, kind of. Maybe. That's crazy, though. Super tight games. This one should be exciting. Bro, imagine having technical issues, like organizing events. My biggest fear would be if there was some sort of technical problem mid BlizzCon finals or something. Damn, dude. That's when you definitely lose your job, and like there's no coming back from that, yeah. Did Wowhead die in part? No, I start with the MDI stuff. After that, we have 3 videos lined up. Anniversary success, which I was kind of aware of a little bit, but I do want to look into it because Classic Plus is, of course, on the way, and I think this is really interesting metrics in general about games and game design. And considering there's also very low marketing for this, it's crazy. But then some lore video about what's going to happen after Last Titan, I think. I'm not sure what this is exactly about. And also Wowhead is Dying by Belular. We're going to watch it all. Power cuts at BlizzCon. Yeah, I mean, maybe not power cut, but like something else. Like, you know, like some drivers didn't install properly or something, or like something lags because of it. There's some like RAM leak somewhere. I don't know, dude. I guess they are really just hiring like super experts for this kind of stuff that won't have these issues. But like I can tell you, we had a lot of problems at our events in the past. Because it's such a long event, it gets solved. But if it was like just a 2-hour event, it would be... I mean, then again, it wouldn't be that bad, I guess, because the RAM leak type of things build up over time also. But yeah, still. Also because of these events, like you need to capture things, footage and stuff like that. It's like things are different than just a normal PC, you know? Dignitas seems quite ahead. I don't know what the hell happened here. But we're just zooming through. We don't have the time to analyze everything. Looks like a 2-0, yeah. Jeez. Rest in peace, triple threat. But I don't mind because Hardjax joined us. They each have 1 liquid player. They each have 1 method person. But triple threat had 3 echo players. Mandatory versus Dignitas. Oh, this is interesting. Wait, is this being played now? Oh, that's being played tonight, right? Ooh, I should watch that technically, yeah. That's an exciting one. But they're either way both at BlizzCon, so fine, I guess. Do you have some Twitch prediction going on here? Interesting. We used to do this for Blizzard, actually, guys. Do you remember back then? We had like a Echo Pick'ems. Rest in peace, that project. That was an interesting one as well, where you could like choose who's gonna get certain wins and things like that. And these were flash pick'ems where you could ask the chat. So they kind of took that idea. We did it one season with them together. And then I guess they now moved to like Twitch predictions, which makes sense. We should use more predictions on our end as well. I don't think our broadcast does that during the race, right? Looking for mandatory triple threat MDI page. To be at BlizzCon. How many teams are going to BlizzCon actually? Nitro was big lucky. Ooh, 2 Chinese teams, dude. Holy moly! This is Nihao Gaming. Okay, I don't really care for these teams too much, honestly. Like, it's cool that there's a Chinese team, but I don't care which one wins. I don't know any of these people. Let's see how the ending was. Oh my god, never mind. Big Lucky got destroyed. The strat also, I think, is the footage here delayed, by the way? I think so, right? I think in the past it was delayed. But nowadays, when people live stream, I don't know if it is. But the strategy there is definitely, if the other team wipes, you immediately shift to like a safer strategy if you have one ready. But sometimes things are so technical that the harder strategy that you practiced is easier to perform than the simple strategy because you didn't practice it that much. It was easy, right? Like changing things on the fly can be really an interesting thing. I think 3-minute delay. Yeah, I think there was something like that. I just don't know if it still exists. The second game. Let's go quick. Is this the last game? There's also triple threat games, right, to be done on the lower bracket. Oh, it's 1-1. China versus China getting heated, dude. It's the year of the dragon, guys. Let's go. I'm just saying words. I don't know what year it is. Going to China was such an interesting experience, though, guys. I would definitely recommend it. If you want to go travel, and you're thinking like, oh, I want to go like to Italy. Okay, sorry. I don't know why. Italy is a great place. I'm sure it is. But like I want to go to Europe or something. I think you can have a much interesting experience going somewhere far. Definitely much more things to learn. Italy is great, of course, as well. If you want to go to Italy, that's fine. Yeah. Wait, who won, dude? Let's change topics, guys. Big Lucky is back in versus the triple threat. Oh, wow. Okay, let's see it. Who's being played next? All the predictions and everything. And Spellbook versus Anti's Angels. Okay. I literally could not care less, guys. I'm not gonna lie. Please skip. Anti's Angels wins. I don't know who even Anti is. Like, who the fuck is Anti? Anti is a name. Okay, well, okay. This match is more interesting though. This has echo players. I only care about Liquid and teams that have echo players in them. Okay, this is the new rule, guys. That's crazy, dude. It's that covers the whole event basically, and one Chinese team as like representative. Oh, Big Lucky wins this. Oh wow, triple threat with a death. Yeah. It looks like without the death, maybe they could have done it. I don't know when they had the death, the crucial moment. No, they didn't. Wait. Falling. Swag. What are you doing, brother? Oh, he got rescued and then fell, I think. Oh my god. It could have been the rescue as well. That's crazy. Okay. Yeah, they definitely lost some time there. Look at it. They were ahead, right? And they killed the boss. Oh god, they lost the time of the death and also a bunch of time pulling this. Yeah, they would have won this. That's edge. Big Lucky got lucky twice. God damn. Oh, look at the poll. Even like people think triple threat will win easy, but also this is probably really biased because they know all these players and they don't know the Chinese players. Nobody knows who Big Lucky is in the Europe scene, you know? Maybe like 2% of the players do. Again, triple threat seems to be faster on the DPS. To be expected. You're saying Warrior is good, by the way, but I don't see any top team except for triple threat playing Warrior. They'll play DH. Looks like triple threat is again ahead. I'm guessing you're gonna have a death again. Oh, never mind. Wait, what just happened? Oh, did I see it wrong? Oh, what? Did they have the boss despawn or something? Or is this... Oh my god. No way, bro. What the fuck? What just happened there? Was the healer like going to go and set up a pull or something? And then they targeted him? Or what's going on? That's crazy. And the sad part is he had Shadow Melt ready as well, which I'm guessing he was supposed to use if he gets targeted. Oh, wow. That is crazy, dude. They were super ahead as well. Okay, I mean, super maybe too much, but they were ahead for sure. That is crazy. That's so sad. And because of this, they're now not going to BlizzCon, right? That's crazy, dude. It's so punishing. Does it pull more most of the arms for boss target same at least, right? Is there full? It is their own fault, yeah. Maybe this never happened during practice or something, so he thought he can net target it. Because I mean, this seems to be like really easily preventable, right? I don't know if it was there. Does anyone know if it's like the tactic to shadow melt that or? Oh. Is the other team doing it? I don't see the other team monk go out and do it. Yeah, no, they are not risking this. Their monk is with them. Wow. Yeah, no, they don't have a chance because of this now. That's crazy. That was an easy win. He melts and he loses the mobs he's pulling. Yeah, but he doesn't reset the boss, dude. I mean, I don't know how many mobs he was supposed to pull, but yeah, it was not worth it. They're only doing to funnel the warrior damage. If you play with a warrior funnel, ain't that important, I think. But you first said they're doing it for it, and then you said it's not important. I'm confused. Does Blizzard handle the visas for MDI teams? I think maybe they can help push it, like to get accepted. Maybe I don't know. But for me, when I go to BlizzCon, I just apply online. But I bet if you're like, I don't know, you're like playing from Iran, I don't think you're going to BlizzCon. Yeah, that's not happening. Yeah. But as like a German, it's for me it was super easy last time. You just online, but back then things weren't as hard. So I don't know if it's gonna be like if there's gonna be any issues with me going to the US. But I'm not. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? They could just send me back and I'm like, what the fuck? I have a story to tell. I don't expect anything to happen. You don't get complimentary BlizzCon tickets. I would have expected they would throw a few tickets at you and liquidities. So I got invited to go there, but we can like when you get invited, you can get. I mean, I don't know how much of this is like public info, honestly, but let's say the thing that is limited is not the BlizzCon ticket itself. The limitation is more like travel costs and hotel costs. If you're willing to cover that, the tickets are not the issue, you know? The big cost comes from the flying hotel, and they are not inviting many people, let's say it like this. They have a passport with strict visa requirements. It's really hard unless the company inviting you makes a formal letter. For you to show to the visa interview. It happens in the fighting game tournament. Yeah, I'm sure they would try to do anything that can help the person to come to BlizzCon. Yeah. And I think if the thing is that, I mean, I don't know how it is with the Chinese teams, but for the rest of the world, it is quite easy to go to BlizzCon because WoW is mostly played in like Western countries. In the Middle East, they don't play as much WoW. And if they do, it's like Dubai or something. It's not, I don't know. It's not like Libya or Iraq or something. Is it Iraq? Iraq? I don't know. In English, I don't know how to say it. But yeah, so it's like most WoW players in the EU are like Germany, Nordics, UK, and that's it really. And then the surrounding countries trickling in, like Netherlands, Belgium, like they all don't have issues getting visa to US. Like in Turkey, nobody's playing WoW. It's also because WoW costs monthly money, especially like since a very long time. Back then, people wouldn't really pay for WoW because they are like poorer countries, right? And coincidentally, the poorer countries are not allowed to go into the US, so easy. Okay, what did we watch here? Triple Threats recap is over, and we go to Liquid versus Anti's Angels again. Okay. Predictions are very much in Liquid's favor. Let's see it quick. The WoW is really expensive for countries with low wages. Yeah, of course. And it's been like that since a long time, right? Turkey is like very giga expensive. They did at some point they did have like price reductions in Turkey and stuff for the sub. But oh my, Anti's Angels is gone, guys. 7 deaths. GG's, go next. But they did now they remove those price changes. I mean, for me, it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know. I never benefited from that. I don't know if I could have. It would have been nice, I guess. But I got my account when I was in Germany. It says on season 2 start, since it either has to be like a month before BlizzCon or after. I would 100%. Wait. Oh, sorry. Season 2. So everything points at August, but I cannot say more. Yeah. I would assume in August, Race the World first. But I cannot say more, guys. That's what we were planning with since a long time, just to be clear. Yeah. Including any potential leaks. Antis Angels. Oh, what was the second game like? I didn't see. What the fuck? Oh, it's just a little recap. Dude, the recap looks like the live game. When they do the recap, they should say like something that is like recap somewhere. Because look at this. This looks exactly like this. I don't know what is a recap and what isn't until it jumps around. Yeah, Anti Angels again, 2 devs, and yeah, it's GG's, bro. Okay. This is also still some recapping. Okay. Where's the... This is it? I thought there was another game between Big Lucky and Liquid. No? Ah, okay. That did not get played yet. Okay, yeah, this is it, guys. So are these teams all going to BlizzCon, or how does it work? Or which teams are going to BlizzCon? We quite often it was late at a half. Your team had to leave mid-race for first to compete with BlizzCon. Yeah, no, it's not. I can assure you there won't be some stupid ass shit. It's those 4. Ooh, dude, how crazy would it be if a Chinese team wins BlizzCon? That'd be wild. There's like nobody to celebrate. It's literally just those 5 guys are Chinese. The rest is not there. God damn. Actually, I know Nasta is going to be at BlizzCon as well. I don't know if you guys know about Nasta. Oh, he's a Chinese content creator. And he was my guide when I was in China as well. You see the Demon Hunter during Liquid versus Mandatory? Felt bad? No, I did not see it. I was really just skipped through what happened. Liquid versus Mandatory Demon Hunter. Liquid was ahead 1-0, by the way. And they... It's on Skyreach. Oh yeah, that one. I know Liquid Echo won that one. The hell? I don't know. Yeah, you find it for me, dude. Oh, there it is. Burn Liquid Mandatory. There we go. Skyreach. Oh, is it the death they had, or just a recap again? It is, right? Dude, I hate it that you can't tell. Hey, how is it 3 deaths this early, actually? I did not notice this when I was watching. Oh, is it the first poll that they messed up? Wait, what the hell is going on here? Game 1. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh my god, I didn't realize they do some like crazy ass thing at the start. They just rescue you up. Oh, and they failed here? Wait, okay, let's see how you do this. You rescue up, and then the Demon Hunter, I guess, has some sort of blink possibility, and Maris does like the Druid shapeshift thing, and Rise and Transcendence ports to the target, or what? Yeah, okay. But what are they dying to? Oh, the DH. Dinny Boom. What is he doing? What? Bro, that's crazy, I must say. Why does he jump into nothing like that? He dies 2 more times? Nah, bro. That's crazy. Did he show his PoE as well? Okay, listen, I was about to say, yeah, this is how you do it. Like, you go to the edge and then you jump without jumping into nothing and hoping that it will find a path. And then he did that. Got killed again. And he dies again? No way, bro. Oh my god. They sort his PoE finally. Okay. Wait, where's it? Oh, wait, when did the 3rd death happen? I didn't even see it. Oh, he spawns and then gets killed another time there. With Blur up. Could have Shadow Melted maybe, but I don't even know what he's getting killed by. Wow, dude. Okay. Wait, I need to see the POV from him. Oh my goodness. That is crazy. Where is it? Surely that was the first thing that they replayed, right? Oh, check your link. There you go. 1 sec. Like this. Maybe go with sound on this.
It's very
Too
rare
bad you
that
guys
good
missed
analysis
it.
comes out of me. But it was really about the deaths, to the point where I didn't even realize what exactly happened at the very beginning.
Oh
So
my
City,
God.
whenever he went to shift up onto the platform, he actually misses that double jump and launches himself off the ledge, which by itself, it's bad, right? That's 15 seconds down the drain. It's recoverable. He releases, and then he goes to shift back up on the platform again, gets hit by a Gale Wind from that Gale Caller that's not supposed to go off.
It's again not from his POV, by the way.
Right? So he's supposed to be on the platform already, but he shifts too late, gets hit by the repel from the Gale Caller. Then he releases again, shifts back up onto the platform. You see he's not top. He gets hit by the Blade Talon Bleed, gets killed off by the Blade Rush. So they were 1 full minute behind. While those were three really bad deaths, they weren't insane.
We need this performance during the race as well by Liquid. We need this exact performance, please, guys. It's been long enough. We need to win, yeah. Damn, dude, that's rough. Yeah, but they did. The good thing is they had another match to recover from this. I guess like this was like a best of one, which apparently BlizzCon is, by the way. I think. Oh no, wait, that's AWC. I think AWC is best of one. At BlizzCon. I don't know if that has a different word, but yeah, the death penalty is brutal. It was over for first boss. Yeah. 45 seconds is insane, yeah. That's crazy. At that point, you're just playing, hoping mandatory wipes somehow. Would have been Infinite Con if Triple T knocked out Liquid. I was live in that timeline. Why? Why is that infinite content?
Time loss deaths?
Because Liquid is not in the at BlizzCon or what? They missed BlizzCon. Ah, okay. Yeah. I mean, we can't speak. Echo is not there at all, so it's what it is. Technically, I guess. Yeah. So tonight we see this, and then winner of upper finals, winner of lower finals, loss of upper, and winner of lower. These guys. I see how it is. Okay, so the loser will go here and can become 3 or 4. These guys can still win the whole thing. So you don't know, like Liquid could go up, right? Or no, wait. Oh, never mind, sorry. No, you can become number 2. Oh, that's a weird thing, okay. That's confusing to watch. Okay, yeah. We still have the chance for Liquid 4th, China 3rd. No, China would go 2nd here. They win. Winner of lower finals. They TP up. They can win the whole thing? Wait, no, if Liquid wins this... Oh, yeah, what am I saying, dude? Yeah, they're competing here. Okay, yeah, you're right, sorry. I feel like there's like some lines missing here, maybe. Okay, yeah. You know what? I think it could be illustrated better. But I'll leave it at that, okay? I need coffee, that's true. Then they win the loser's bracket and then go into finals. Yeah. Yep. Okay, all good. Push is an Oche, he's right. What? Yeah, I don't know what Kush is doing. I think he's guiltless right now, right? He doesn't raid. He's just pure mandatory, dude. He's a French player now. Expecting too much from the production team that had Mabdatory as a name on the screen. Really? Funny. He could race first. As far as I know, he's no longer in Method. And I had heard rumors that he might join Liquid. We did not really have the room for him, let's say like that. And maybe he goes Liquid. Who knows? I'm assuming his contract ended. I don't know. I think maybe he chose to leave. I don't know. I don't want to make too many assumptions here. I heard things, but I didn't even hear from him directly. I don't know what is public. So yeah. It was an Undermine a year ago. Undermine was a long time ago, yeah. I think it's even longer than a year, right? I think it was in August. Oh, wait. What am I saying? I don't know. He joined around then. No, he joined together with Clicks, and Canex. I'm pretty sure if he wanted to say Method would not remove him. That is my educated guess. Are you Liquid gonna handshake it? 10 ults max. I'm down if you can also handshake the starting time. Then I'm down to go exact ults. Honestly, I'll leave it up to them. It's like where you pick the side or the ball, you know? Like, they can pick the ults, we pick the starting time. If they're okay with that, I'm very happy to discuss any sort of handshake negotiations. Down to do other things as well. Yeah. Cap the amount of gold we spend on BOEs. That wouldn't really work, I guess, because the economy is different. But yeah, happy to discuss anything they want. Just let's discuss the starting time. The starting time is also big for business reasons, so it's yeah, it's really shit for us. Happy to have start later and we stop earlier on Tuesday. Balance it out. You know, nice gentleman's agreement is what it's called. Kush talked about it on stream, but one other reason he left is because after the MDI stuff, now Eclipse isn't talking to him and Gingy anymore, basically, and he started to play in Method to play with friends. That is true. The latter part is true. It was a big part for him because he was there because I think he liked playing with clicks. And I had heard of some drama, but I don't want to talk about it because it doesn't really concern me. And I didn't even hear from him directly. But if he said that on stream, that makes sense. Let's say it like that. Yeah, that is very much overlapping things I've heard. Yeah, honestly, like, if Kush had never left Echo, he would be still part of Echo. But now it's yeah, it's hard to get back in, kind of. Where's MDI stuff? It's the MDI stuff is basically the MDI team that now had and GG had is no longer together, right? They split up, went to mandatory. I mean, if you think of mandatory, it's the same team that always was there, but Maris is playing, and Flix is gone for Maystine. And I think and Ryzen is in instead of VP, I guess. Yeah. That's why I think now and Clicks are not a big fan of the guys that's supposed to go with mandatory instead. And Kush is obviously part of that. That's the TLDR. I thought Clicks didn't want to play. Maybe. I don't know. That's what I thought, at least. If Clicks didn't want to play, maybe there's some other reasons. I don't know. I don't know if yeah, I don't know. I don't know too much about these people, honestly. Just know our side of things. Okay. That's the MDI stuff. What are we looking at? Anniversary success, surprisingly high, apparently. Okay, never mind. This is 2025. What am I looking at here? A lore video, the end of Warcraft. Wowhead is dying. I don't need to look at this, just from a business perspective as well as interesting. And also, I kind of want them to suffer a bit because they're blocked in Turkey. And it tilts the shit out of me to have to pop VPN on my phone every time I want to check Wowhead. And honestly, this is the whole reason why I'm running a VPN. Like, I don't need a VPN except for Wowhead. And the tilt is, every website is using Wowhead's database to show like tooltips of items. Like when you on Warcraft logs, when you like mouse over a spell, right? You get immediately a tooltip. That's all provided by Wowhead. I'm gonna get to the Discord part. And when you don't have that, you just see like a blank image everywhere. Warcraft logs, raid bots, like you cannot see the icons, you can not see the tooltips. So I always have to have VPN. With Discord, apparently they're soon gonna allow Discord again in Turkey. That's some news I heard, but I don't know. And two, for that, I don't use a browser VPN. I use okay, this is a bit like weird, but I got exit lag. You make it split tunnel or whatever it's called just for Discord once, and then like it bugs out. And then even when I don't use VPN, like I'm no longer using exit lag. It's not on my PC. It just still works. I don't know how it works, bro. I figured this out once, and now I'm running Discord without any VPN. I don't know. Erdogan, arrest me, I guess. I don't know what to do here, but it works. I did it by mistake. I don't even need to pay for a VPN. It just works. But on my phone, I cannot have it working like that. I need to use a VPN. And there I use a third VPN actually that's completely for free from Google, called Thunder VPN, I think. And for like it is zero pay. It just like disconnects every 2 hours if you don't tell it to connect again. Just fine by me because sometimes I don't want the VPN anyways. I just use it when I look at work stuff, like the Discord. That's it. I don't would like to work with you. Yeah. See you guys later. SWAT team is coming. Drinking the last bit of coffee, dude. Left in my glass. Okay. I mean, if we talk so much about VPN, let's start with the Wowhead video, I guess. Wowhead is apparently dying.
Talk specifically about
This matter is likely that I could push forward an MDI team again. Not one of my priorities. Let's say it like that. I mean, if he would have done it, it would have been for fucking BlizzCon. And now after missing BlizzCon, I don't think we're gonna do it unless maybe some teams really pull out, and which I don't expect. Mandatory seems to be really loving it. And I don't want to deal with like if you think about it, I don't want to deal with. I mean, now Dignitas came in anyways, but if they didn't come in, I don't want to deal with Yargi being in Liquid, and with Triple Threat, Wally being in Liquid, and Zatsi being in Method. It just makes the thing like it's already not great, and it makes it even harder. And none of these people stream properly. Really low value for us. Maybe after being at BlizzCon, it will change my mind. But honestly, I don't think so. And also, if we want to do it, we would want to go for the best team. Yeah. I mean, I guess we could also help a team be good. So it doesn't need to be the best team. But yeah, I mean, there's no real team except for Mandatory that has no conflicts with other teams, right? And Mandatory guys are really deep into this. But unless they would pull out of the MDI, I don't see that happening. But only with the current Mandatory. I wouldn't say only, but yeah, I just don't see it. Like maybe if there's a full Echo team with like one person that's not from Echo, but also not from any other team that is competing next season, not this one. Maybe we're like, okay, fuck it, let's do it. And then we support them with additional analysis stuff, and like outside rate leading or whatever is needed, right? Like VCARAs or whatever, and see if we can do something. But I don't see it. It's really not that big to like MDI doesn't really get you any money. And unless you're like a big ass team that is already having too much money and they don't know where to spend it and they just want more eyeballs on them, like Liquid and Mandatory, I could see being those guys, then there's no value in sponsoring a team like that. What could make sense is if you're a brand, I could see it. Like if a brand came in and said, we want to sponsor you directly and get your naming rights or something, that would make sense. But again, I see BA trying to sell that because still not a lot of money. Like the profit we will make from this is so low. It's just, yeah, it's not worth it. Essentially, it was a passion project for me. I really tried to make it work, but I mean, it just costs too much. At some point, the passion is not enough. I would be rather passionate about other things. It's okay, yeah. I can change my passion. it would be only plus, can't cost a thing. That's not how it works. Even if they're all from Echo, they will want more money still. Because, well, first of all, they're providing a service, right? And there's other teams that are willing to pay the money. So, yeah. Why is there appetite for AWC team but not MDI? Mainly because, like, one, with the AWC team, we also get 2 influencers, Vaz and Raikou. 2, we really like those guys. They're like really how to work, they're like good social skills, good to work with. Yeah. And also they are not expecting like some crazy money. They're very reasonable with their pay as well. They always win also. Yeah, I mean, they're also really good, right? Yeah, of course. I mean, I tried to make it work with the mandatory team. It's just mandatory came in and dropping the big money, you know, like, and then, yeah, of course we can match it, right? It's not like endless money that they're offering, but it's not worth it. Yeah, like, it's always a trade-off, and it's just not worth it. Essentially. You can count always on Vaz and Raikou. Yeah, and it gets us like 2 influences as well on top, right? We have them signed throughout. Yeah. And also completely different demographic that it opens up to. That opens us up to, like, PvP players are different from PvE. I don't know. There's a bunch of reasons. But yeah. I'd say the money is a big factor, and the PvP guys are really nice people. Very consistent MDI. That's what Mandatory also saw, I think. Yeah, Jinji, Ryzen was praising Jinji a lot. He's saying like Jinji is insane in the MDI. His shot calling apparently is really, really nice. It was from the best of Vlodder during BlizzCon. You mean vlog? People told me that I should vlog that as well, like I did the China trip. I don't know. Like, when you vlog, you sometimes miss like miss the moments yourself in a way. I'll decide later. I don't know. Would be cool if Blizzard paid me to vlog that, actually. I don't know if they do things like that. That would be cool. They do pay for everything else, but yeah, I don't know. Rep the IRL streamer. Yeah, you know me, dude. Actually, IRL streaming would be I would enjoy probably more, but then I couldn't do anything. I would just be streaming all day. Like, I couldn't go and talk about business with people and stuff. I don't know.
Egrazy1 just subscribed, too.
I don't see myself vlogging now that I think about it. Thank you for the sub, Egrazy. A new sub, that is rare, dude. 2 months. That's wild. That was loud. Deserves to be loud. Okay, I'll lower it a bit. Okay, let's look at Wowhead dying, okay?
Wowhead or other community sites here. We usually stick
quiet.
to the game. But this time, I think we actually do need to, because Wowhead is changing. And you need to know that Wowhead does not own Wowhead. Zam does. Wowhead's
Yeah,
site...
what the fuck is Zam, bro? I thought this is also, by the way, I thought like this Zam thing is like owned by, I don't know, like Saudi Arabia or like some like Tencent or something, some like random ass country. Yeah, sorry, random ass. I mean, need to try to be the 6 for some MDI team. Kira, dude, Kira, I did consider that. First time in chat, by the way, it's crazy. I did consider that quite a long time, but again, it would be a passion project and only something I could afford to do if, like, we're hard chilling when it comes to the business. Like, if, I don't know, we're striking some big deal, we have excess money, I'm hiring a business manager, and I don't need to do shit. And I just like, yeah, let's go. We go play MDI, dude. There's no money in MDI. Yeah, I mean, Yeah. I mean, I think there is money. Like, if you you are earning money in a way as well. Like, we're content creating as well. Like, of course, you're not going off stream, but like, it's an investment for your streaming in a way. Increase your credibility and increase your status in the community. But there's not enough. And also, I already have a job. You know, like, if I would turn that into a job, it would take away. And this is important job that I'm doing is way more important to me and to the company and everybody. I have to do it. Like, it's not like I can take a break from, like, well, if you don't have sponsors for the next race, like, what? Then we don't have a race, you know? Echo, what's there? Snatch one time on the eye. It's Kira. Yeah, we did consider doing things with Kira's team, but yeah. How's the Dignitas thing working out for you guys? Is it all good? You make it so we don't need a VPN to Wowhead anymore. The full source creative agency based in Los Angeles. No. That's wrong. ZAM Network. Who is it owned by? Tencent. There you go. But I mean, okay. I mean, I guess in the end, like, everything is owned by Tencent in a way. But yeah, ZAM Network, they might be based in Los Angeles, but they are owned by Tencent. Like, half the big companies are owned by Tencent, PIF, or I don't know, some other big ass companies. Hopefully not still mousepad payments. What's that? Mousepad payments. They're the biggest data collector company.
So
wait, why am I watching this now? Okay, wait, we were looking at this. All right.
Director was just laid off, and much like how fandom being shit led to
Oh yeah, the reason I was thinking, like, it was weird that Wowhead was like this, like, Wowhead is all about diversity and stuff, and then I was like seeing that they're owned by Tencent, but I guess Tencent doesn't have a problem with diversity necessarily. I don't know, maybe they do.
Director.
Big companies are always like criticized like crazy. I don't actually know what's going on. Like, it's like really easy to, like, you mess up one thing as a big company and it's like, boom, it's a stain for like 10 years on you.
Was just laid off, and much like how fandom being shit led to Wowpedia moving over to wiki.gg, this is in some ways a story of corporate shitification. It's a wild one. It even has, well, one of the worst Jeffreys there's ever been. Hint, I'm not talking about Jeffrey Dahmer. And to set the tone, here is a quote from one of Wowhead's most pivotal team members, who was there for a decade and whose work you have absolutely almost certainly used or experienced. The quote is, "ZAM has truly broken me." So yeah, this is a serious one. Now, as I'm sure you know, Wowhead's been very important to most of us, and for longer than many people have even been playing. If you need something, anything, you can generally trust that Wowhead will have it. Sometimes it's their own content, a guide maybe that their writing team has put together.
Bro, yeah, the guides on Wowhead is crazy, dude. Like, how the hell do they write so many fucking guides? It's crazy. Don't believe Wowhead is not making crazy bank? Why? Yeah, I would believe that they are.
Over the PTR, maybe some data mining gathered and then posted instantly. All the other times, well, it could be a user comment in their insanely comprehensive database of quests, abilities, items, everything. I mean,
the user comments are crazy on Wowhead as well. They're very often so useful. You like search for a spell and then you're like wondering, how does this actually work? And then you look at the comments and somebody like documented the scientific paper there for you, ready to go, you know?
Hell, even Blizzard support just links you to Wowhead whenever you're stuck. It's the absolute #1 in the scene, the undisputed leader in what it does, and in terms of the utility it provides, it does belong there. Or at least it did. For the last while, people have been questioning if it still deserves its place. One of the most common complaints, and it's been one for years upon years, is the actual site experience. If you don't use an ad blocker, it is an unfortunately miserable time. On mobile, only about half your screen is usable, and that's if you're lucky. Desktop isn't as mobile.
They have casino
only about half your screen
ads even. Holy moly,
is
dude.
usable, and that's if you're lucky. Desktop isn't as bad to look at, but it's still bloated with layers upon layers of ads. It can take multiple seconds to look at.
Wait, what is that? First talk about Gemini. I keep seeing Gemini ads in some way recently.
But it's still bloated with layers upon layers of ads. It can take multiple seconds to load, even on our insanely fast in-office connection on a high-end PC where it's a dedicated business connection. And it is mostly because of ads. Turn them off and load times go from over 5 seconds down to 0.7. Now obviously, I'm not against Wowhead being monetized. It should be monetized. It provides real value. It's worked on by real people who deserve to have their jobs supported by income.
Wait, what's the difference? 0.75, no ads, all of the content better for the skip the line customer service, an exclusive gift every 12 months.
Obviously, as we've all experienced in the internet, it can lead to a pretty bad time for users, and that is a medium to long-term problem. The other complaint, though, especially recently, has been content quality. They've been filling downtime with opinion pieces that some would say feel half-lifted straight from the top few Reddit posts. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with them, but they're often seen as a way to fluff out views. Class guides, often one of their strongest draws,
I mean, they've been clickbaiting and doing these things since a long time, though.
Have definitely been lacking as of late. Certain specs of talent builds with next to no explanation of why choices are made. Some are absolutely still top-notch, but it's still kind of random depending on who the writer is, and then, of course, things that we can't know, like the timelines, the conditions, etc., that go into the guide existing. Certain DPS, like say Windwalker, get a ton of guidance on their defensives. They're one of the lucky few, though. The point here is, most people would agree that it's getting worse in quality. There are a whole lot of reasons why, and I'll talk about those today.
I wouldn't say that this is... Okay, so I guess some sort of... interactions between talents, that's why they get some detail. But like, when you're talking about defensives, I wouldn't want some massive text like this, but I guess they're not talking about defensives here. They're using it to increase damage or something.
Lucky few,
whatever.
Though. The point here is, most people would agree that it's getting worse in quality. There are a whole lot of reasons why, and I'll talk about those today. But first, there's that bit of bad news. Because just a few weeks ago, the person largely responsible for its past success was laid off. Perculia, the site director, announced that she was one of the wave of layoffs by Zam. Zam being Wowhead's Lord and Master. Or should I say, corporate owner. And looking at the replies, people are a mixture of surprised and heartbroken. And that even includes current and former Blizzard employees thanking her for her work over the years. Which is not a surprise. Perculia's peculiar signet was added into the game way back in Mists of Pandaria as a honor for her contributions. And it's largely accepted that the site is what it is today because of, well, things that were happening while she was steering the ship.
Oh, fuck, that's a lot of dolls, bro. That's scary.
And if we've learned anything as a community lately, it's that you can't run a ship without a captain. WoW had no creative director for a while, and, well, it's no coincidence that that was some of the game's darkest hours. WoW is obviously still struggling to find its bearings years later. It shows the sort of damage that a lack of leadership can do. Obviously, she was the captain, but she also had her crew. She had tech people like Steven who were working on data mining and database things, solving problems that nobody else could solve. Plenty of work was done in the community by absolute legends like Marleman of WoW.Tools fame, and Wowhead was already a big deal.
The whole data mining scene of WoW is, I think it's quite underdeveloped, honestly. I'm surprised by how underdeveloped it is, to a degree where I would imagine that it might even be that they're intentionally not providing certain tools Because you can do a lot of things. Like I went into data mining, one of the tiers, and I was like, damn, you can see a lot of things that you're not supposed to see. I think. I don't know, how much each team does of that, and I don't know what is even allowed. Like, but there's a lot of things. I'm not saying we are doing a good job at it. Don't get me wrong. I think we are probably worse than Liquid from what I'm hearing at data mining. But you can do a lot that is not being done.
Before really any of that. There was really Perk and Hers, that group, that turned it into a unbeatable content machine. Their writers and data miners have internal tools that let them post their findings lightning fast. And on the user side, talent calculators and entire databases are updated immediately with every current WoW build available on the Blizzard servers. The Wowhead add-on collects data from thousands of users so that we can track loads of things, like drop rates, rare spawn locations. If you ever need anything WoW, Wowhead generally was and is your answer. And as the premier site, they were able to recruit and pay the best guide and class writers, meaning that you needed absolutely nothing else, really. They all had drive, from Perk to the staff, and the financial backing to make it all happen. And that's why I have to talk about who actually pulls the strings. The ZAM network, then. It has a complicated history. You see, the first seed of it was an EverQuest site called Alakazam. By 2006, it was ZAM, the subsidiary content network that was owned by a firm called Internet Gaming Entertainment. And boy, it's a story. IGE was founded in 2001 by a dot-com investor named Brock Pierce, who was actually a child actor from the Mighty Ducks. Now, you may not remember MMOs in the early 2000s, but to call it a Wild West is almost an understatement. And where there is an unexplored frontier, there's obviously money. IGE was at the very forefront of selling virtual items and currency. Pierce & Co. spent millions and millions buying up competing sites, and yes, even platforms and fan sites like Thoughtbot. There was an obvious logic. Control the sites people use to find items and prices, and you kind of control the market. It's vital data. And it was all done using the money he got from his time at another place called Digital Entertainment Network. Incidentally, DEN was shut down following a heavily suppressed documentary that levied insane allegations against its founder. The 2000s were a wild ride. Anyway, by the time Wowhead was bought, it was 2007, and the purchase was all part of IGE getting cleaned up. You see, in 2006, they brought Steve Bannon in as CEO. Yes, that's Steve Bannon. And this was to court some investments, such as from Goldman Sachs. Shortly after, though, a lot of chaos went down. Pierce was ousted, and IGE was no more. They were now Affinity Media, and they were out of the gold-selling business. Not that everyone believed them at the time, and Wowhead's CEO certainly had to do a lot of damage control. Anyhow, ZAM nabbed Wowhead for its content for $1 million. So, with that spent, it was time to make some content, get some ad revenue. So here's how it happened. Thoughtbot's database was rebranded and rolled into Wowhead. Perk and loads of other staff were then brought on to get the whole thing rolling, and Brock Pierce had long moved on to bigger and better things, like helping Epstein. Yes, that one. Specifically, helping him invest in crypto. I suppose it's a small island in a small world. But returning to the main thread, by 2012, Perk had become Wowhead's content manager and was leading it to major...
How does everything lead to fucking Epstein, bro?
...success for ZAM. They had spun up a submodel to help pay the bills and started advertising heavily.
That's crazy. This guy's fucking involved in everything.
But by all accounts, they were totally legit, massively popular, and incredibly profitable. Shockingly so, in fact. But then, a different controversial figure got involved. In 2012, the overall owner, Affinity, sent ZAM Network on a journey to the east. At least in financial terms. Tencent, the Chinese tech and mobile gaming giant, were investing crazy amounts of money into Western gaming, and ZAM was part of their plan. Sadly, the deal is entirely private, so we don't really know the details, but, I mean, you can almost guarantee that a lot of money exchanged hands. Back then, though, Tencent were actually known for being hands-off. If you were profitable, they were happy to let you do your thing. All that they wanted was fingers in the Western gaming pie. Of course, they're a big corporation, so what do they want? They want diversification in their various revenue streams, and a great source of diversification is being active in different regions of the world. So as far as Wowhead was concerned, nothing truly major changed. Until, that is, the year of 2018, when a new name for ZAM appeared. That name was Fanbyte. So ZAM was now one company with two brands.
I think we were at some point sponsored in Method by Fanbyte. No, we were actually sponsored by Wowhead and also Fanbyte, I think. I mean, I guess it's the same thing.
Doing two distinct things.
That's where I first saw
was
this
the
Fanbyte
public-facing
thing.
media site covering game news and editorials, while ZAM was in the background working with game companies directly. Obviously, Wowhead was a bit closer to the Fanbyte side. Or so we thought, because 2022 actually changed that. Now, first, you've got to understand the money side of things. During COVID, people played a whole lot more video games than usual. Every line shot up, and very fast. That drove gaming executives completely insane. Everyone suddenly had a ton of money and explosive market growth, so it kicked off an unbelievable burst of investment. One that was obviously a bubble, and it's a bubble that I think broadly we're kind of still feeling the fallout from today. Now, Tencent found themselves on a giant pile of mobile gaming cash, and they wanted to make it useful. So they went on a shopping spree. And we all know what happens after one of those. You look at your account, you panic, and then you're eating delicious ice soup for a while. Tencent kind of did the same. Nothing existential, but, post-COVID happened and they needed to tighten their belt. So, in September 2022, Fanbyte was completely gutted with almost zero notice. All that remained was search engine-friendly guides and low-effort aggregate news. Thankfully, Wowhead survived unscathed. Why? Well, because they're profitable. Fanbyte was basically a failed attempt to get a Wowhead for loads of
I mean, Fanbyte website was always looking kind of shit. I never understood how... I thought Fanbyte actually owned Wowhead when we were sponsored.
other games. In fact, one attempt at doing that did survive the purge, and that is their FF14 site, which did keep up with an active database and feature development. But now, it's 4 years after that went down, and the Golden Goose, Wowhead, has lost Perculia and other key staff. What changed? Why? Well, in classic YouTube title fashion, what changed was everything. The internet of today is unrecognizable compared to a decade ago, and you probably know what I mean, right? What used to be laughed at for being, BuzzFeed clickbait trash, is basically just now the entire written internet. Top 10 lists, vapid culture war pieces, you name it, right? Cheap, easy stuff. Traditional gaming media has been beaten and battered more times than we can really keep track of. For years now, the corporate owners like Future, Ziff Davis, and Valnet have been constantly in the news for buying media brands and then almost instantly laying off key figures for a very short-term gain. You ever wonder why it feels the quality of work has went down? Do you ever wonder why it feels everything is SEO optimized guides and that sort of thing? Well, this is basically the reason. Now, this year, there have been more layoffs across just about every major firm in the space, and it's all with a fairly clear point. Investigative journalism, expert opinion pieces, and cool features are all expensive things. And the bean counters have decided that they're simply not worth it. And the worst part is, on the immediate financial level, they're certainly right. Now, I think supporting expensive, high-quality content is important to building good products and brands that will make customers happy and important.
I mean, you can still do that, right? If you want to build something that's good, just make your own site, maybe put it on YouTube, whatever, and earn money from it. Or make your own Patreon or something and release stuff there.
Importantly, actually last over time.
I don't think a media free website is the perfect place to release expert articles. It doesn't make sense. It's free. Yeah, in general, expert articles are only interesting to a niche group of people. I'm not gonna, when I watch the World Cup, I'm not gonna go read some like super expert article talking about like the micro strategy of each player and how they play. Like, that's way too deep. Is it important to have an article like that? To some people, yeah, extremely. If you want to learn how to play football, you want to probably read exactly how people play, like on a deep, detailed level. But also, yeah, that work is really hard to do. Much harder than some random like top 10 goals from the World Cup video. It just needs to be a paid access tool. Yeah, and that's how you get expert opinions. I think that makes sense. And you advertise it a little bit here and there, and people buy it, or you didn't package it good enough, or your articles aren't good enough, so people don't recommend it. I think this is quite normal. I'm not expecting high quality from Wowhead myself. The only issue that I had with Wowhead the last years, well, okay, yeah, the website does load long, and the ads are quite extreme, but the biggest thing for me was that you can't filter news, and you have to. It's like going through Wowhead is like you're searching for the needle in the haystack to find important news, because there's so much spam in there. It's like trying to find someone like a jewel crafter in trade chat. It's being fucking spammed all day, and you're like, oh, there's a jewel crafter, and you have to freeze the chat and whisper him. It's such a tilter, and there's no proper filters. That's the biggest annoying thing, and I guess that's how they make money or something. But I don't know, bro. Yeah, maybe they could have had like a filter option if you pay like $3 per month or something, and then you can filter what you want to filter.
A little bit of an important thing, but that is obviously not what the owners of these sites really care about. To them, these sites are just ad farms with value to extract. Quite simply, they get a lot of clicks right now, or they go bust. And of course, ads aren't what they used to be. Wowhead isn't covered in ads because the guide writers want to take the company yacht to BlizzCon. No, it's to keep the books balanced enough that Tencent don't dump them. Now, as easy as it is to blame all this solely on faceless corporate greed, there is a real downturn behind it too. And that's that over the last decade, the ad market has been a constant battleground. Sites get more aggressive ads, so, well, people make and use more aggressive ad blockers. Click farms get more sophisticated. Click farms, of course.
I mean, they could also, I don't know, they could also make money in different ways. They don't have to create spammy content, I don't think so. It might be the easiest way to do it, but like, for example, an idea could be that Wowhead could do this X-Practice tool on their own website that people can go and practice the last phase of Lura. And even casuals might be interested to see how that last phase feels, like play it right now on our page. Or, I don't know, just some other content that is... like, I've never been asked for an interview on Wowhead. Like, releasing an interview post-race about how the race went, about some topics that could be interesting to people. I don't know. I don't think we need these spammy things. Or maybe some people like the spammy stuff, but then being able to filter for that would be so nice. I think that's where they lose. That's where they lost me. I didn't visit Wowhead for some time now. It was because of that, basically. I don't even know what's on there. Like the last month, I don't think I visited it really.
Are often used to basically scam advertisers, and that means
they troll Echo in last race. I don't know what they did. In general, I also don't know why they're not working with the Race War First teams at all. Like we could have like non-transactional partnerships benefiting from each other in a way. But I don't know. If you want to get mentally tired fast, just open Wowhead. Yeah.
Ads get more aggressive about detecting real clicks and real views. I mean, one of the existential threats to, say, Twitch, and one of the reasons why so many brands have abandoned Twitch, well, that's causing a lot of problems in the streamer space, is view botting. Because the brands want to know that whenever they're getting views on their thing, that those views are real. That obviously...
Yeah, this whole view botting thing is so fucking horrible. View botting, but also embedding streams as well, in my opinion. Some brands don't care, but honestly, it's because they are stupid, I think. Or they are lazy, and the marketing people themselves don't want to make it make their own company now because they want like a lazy, easy job. Marketing, guys, is crazy. Since I'm really busy in this world here, yeah, and bro, it's wild out there. Some companies are doing some of the stupidest decisions I've ever seen. Wild. How would Maxwell like a partnership with Echo doing Racewell first? How would Maxwell like a partnership? What do you mean? We're not with Maxwell. We don't really have a like we essentially just make guides on Maxwell, and then the people that make the guides need to promote the guides. But aside from that, we don't really have any big agreements. Oh, how would Maxwell like a partnership with Echo Wowhead? Well, it doesn't have to be promoting their guides. Like Wowhead could do some sort of like we could give them some like interviews or usage rights of our clips or something like that for some things, and they could like I don't know. They could make a news post about like hyping up the race or something, you know, and just seeing content stuff for articles, daily updates. Yeah, I mean, Maxwell doesn't really. It would make more sense if Maxwell did it, but Maxwell is really hands off when it comes to the like news part of Maxwell's, and we're just doing more class guides there. Yeah, and I mean, Maxwell thing is only existing since like 2 years now or something. But Wowhead could have done stuff with us in 6, so there's definitely some time where we could have worked together more easily, and it did not happen either. Use Maxwell for PoE, didn't know they do WoW guys as well. I mean, they don't necessarily. We do them. It's Echo players mostly. Some ex-Echo players doing the guides on Maxwell for WoW. Hello, Kana. What's up, man? I've seen this comparison in these terms. Yeah, to a degree, but I mean, we couldn't write guides on Wowhead. That wouldn't make sense, right? Because we're writing guides on Maxwell, but promoting Wowhead for some other parts of it is we wouldn't promote class guides on Wowhead. That doesn't make sense. But there's Wowhead has a lot of things, right? Like that Maxwell doesn't have. That could be promoted. Like I said, it doesn't even have to be a promo. It could be like interviews or anything, like anything. Yeah, I'm not saying like some big ass partnerships, but some working together on things. And I'm only saying that because they're clearly looking for ways to make money and make their website interesting. And saying it's like easier to make a spammy post about what they think about pet battles in Mist of Pandaria or something.
Websites too. Of course.
Well, yeah, this viewbotting thing is fucking horrible. It's really, really bad. Since a long ass time as well. And the reason they Twitch didn't fix it, I think, is because they are benefiting from this. They're fucking us for their short-term gains, and they're messing up the long term, and we're reaching that long-term part soon. So they need to fix it ASAP. But the damage will have been done to some brands already.
Of course, attention has moved away from digital text over towards video. It's moved from long-form video often to short-form video, and sometimes then back to long-form so that people have something on in the background while they watch their shorts. Who knows? It's pure chaos, though, that's the point, and ad-supported sites are struggling to keep up. And now the latest enemy is the mass tide of AI slop. That's the case in a whole ton of ways, but it is the case in a very specific and important way here. The backbone of advertising for games media for the longest time has been high-volume SEO articles getting as many people as possible onto a site. Now, Google uses AI to remove that step. If you want to know how to get Ascendant Void Cores, you don't even need to click through to Wowhead, because Google will pull the information out of Wowhead and just present it there. on the search page, meaning you never have to go to Wowhead, meaning there's never any ad revenue for Wowhead. Now I get there's times where that's actually kind of convenient for people, they just get the answer that they want fairly quickly. But of course it's bad news for the website, which is no longer being clicked on. And of course, that means the money goes down, and eventually that'll mean that those sites no longer really exist. They no longer fund content. One maybe thinks of the Ouroboros eating its own tail, right? So the internet as we know it is under existential threat. The problem is we just don't have an answer right now. It very much seems a large part of the advertising-based model is falling to pieces. And I guess, well, we can only guess what the landscape's going to look like in a few years, because the direction of travel is certainly one of games media and many game sites just dying off. So it's only natural then that if SEO-heavy advertising is how you make your money, that, well, you kind of pull back and work on another plan. Here's the thing. Tencent Zam do actually have a plan. And to find out what the plan is, you just need to go to their site and look. Fanbyte was the public-facing ad-supported model that...
I thought they were going to say create guides that are like AI-based, but how do you skip to consumer?
They got...
Oh, do they like sell their info to
Wowhead
AI?
Is also a public-facing ad-supported model, and it's been hit hard in 2026. But as we've covered, Wowhead was so big and so successful that it was insulated from the worst.
Yeah, I think if you sell your data to AI, that could be a way to... And you don't have a website, you know? Just the AI tells you.
Of what went down in 2022. But of course, it's not just Fanbyte. Zam's other avenue skips the customer. They go straight to the business and they provide B2B, that means business to business, community services. This is things like building Discord servers, Reddit communities, and X followings, primarily for gacha games. Lovely.
Yeah.
It's all done behind the curtain.
They
get paid directly by the games companies that they work for instead of relying on ad revenue. I genuinely don't know where Wowhead fits in this relationship. I have a good relationship with Blizzard, sure, but they're still an outlier in the business model of their overall company. And if that's obvious to us, then they'll be thinking about all this as well. Unless, of course, Tencent are holding on to Wowhead just to, I don't know, spite NetEase, their Chinese competitor who actually runs World of Warcraft in China. But somehow I don't really think that's true. But what we can deduce from this is that while Wowhead is still the profitable king of WoW, things will work just fine. But of course, I don't know if it's going to stay that way. Because this is a Ship of Theseus problem. The question really is, do we need Wowhead in its current form? A few years ago, I would have said yes without a second thought. Today I'm less sure. Their data mining posts are excellent, but a lot of it is now done over on the community Discord. Their database is incredible, but that doesn't take a massive team to keep running, and it sure doesn't need a slew of writers. Their class and spec guides are losing steam and relevance compared to more data-driven sources like Archon.gg and Murloc.io. And some of that I say from personal experience. One of the biggest improvements in our guild recently is that a few of our players rely on Archon to find raid talents instead of just using Wowhead guides. And we've actually seen pretty huge...
Oh my god. Imagine... Oh my god, dude. Imagine going to Wowhead, see what talents you're gonna play on a like an actual hard boss. Like you want to play good. You just be like, yeah, I'll use the Wowhead guide. Instead of using something like Warcraft logs or something, checking the top parsers and things like that. That's crazy. And the fact that he's saying Archon like as if this is some sort of new technology, yeah? Like you were supposed to do this in like fucking Mists of Pandaria, bro. What do you mean? People are now switching to Archon. Because you're fucking crazy if you're not looking at the logs. I mean, what the hell, man? Crazy.
Boosts in damage from just that, because Archon reflects the game's real meta immediately. Guides, traditionally, are set up with pre-release theory crafting and early results. Once patches land, things often do change fast, though. You can get context from community discords and data from Archon way faster than a guide updates. And because of that, suddenly,
Yeah, that makes sense.
oh, you'll have found yourself with a genuinely better alternative. I mean, I know going to a Discord isn't faster than bookmarking a Wowhead guide, but that's only true for as long as a Wowhead guide is gospel, and in many cases, they no longer are. And
But
if Zam isn't willing to invest...
Yeah, exactly. Like Zam, they should just do the same thing. They should just make data-driven guides themselves.
...in the expertise and the experience, then the community will provide it elsewhere. Let me put it this way. Everyone else is slowly starting to eat Wowhead's lunch, and they have no real answer to that, it seems. They have no site director to drive innovation and ensure standards. 2 of their major staff actually left ages ago, and one of their main assets said Zam has, as I said earlier, quote, truly broken me. The people who run the site are the site, and if Wowhead loses a few more key people, Zam are going to learn a lesson that we all learned in 2009. No king rules forever, and I'm not trying to be an anti-Wowhead doomer here, by the way. It is the default experience for a lot of people, and I think Wowhead will remain that way for a long time because of its legacy, its database, its history of comments. All I'm saying is, times change. Vibes change. I've noticed it over years and more rapidly over recent months. Seeing Perk being laid off, seeing quality regressions in some of the content, seeing some of the most key staff in that team talk about how the owner of the site has truly broken them, that does worry me. At this rate, Wowhead won't stay on top for long, and once it's not making the money that Zam needs, it's probably going to follow every other game site. Manage decline until it's just a shell of its former self. I don't want to see that come, but without the leadership that got Wowhead to where it is, and many of the other people who have defined what Wowhead is for the last 10 years, I think that decline is almost inevitable. The good news, of course, is that when something big falls, there's opportunity. Someone else will step up and take the crown. Or
I think it's really like the Wowhead killer. The idea of that is the same thing as like I think it might be even harder than having a WoW killer, because there is so much user generated content on it that already exists, or like random ass items, because there's already like the game is so old and there's already so much info that is there. I think it's really hard for a new website to take over. They would need to steal all that info essentially from Wowhead. I don't know if that's doable or if it's legal or what, but and there's also the habit creation, right? That has happened over the years. Like people that are generating content as well, they go to Wowhead and do it. I mean, if somebody invests enough money, sure. They're kind of copyrighted. Couldn't use it. Yeah, that's a thing I did think about, but that's where the habits come in as well. But yeah, I mean, if Wowhead just, doesn't do jack shit and another company invests a lot, I think that could work. But otherwise, I don't see it. Let's see what AI companies do. I know. I would have thought that they could sell the info to an AI company, but then AI can probably scrape from AI again. Ooh, it's becoming the wars of AI, dude. I don't know. This business have become must introducing new events with very little zero explanation. Wowhead has become the one thing I can't do without. Yeah. It is huge. Yeah. I feel like scraping all that content. I mean, yeah, this is like a law question as well. Like what should be copyrighted and what isn't and stuff, right? Like why is AI even able to get all that info and serve it to you? Kind of crazy if you think about it. Without you having to see any ads. Kind of wild. Yeah. It is a bit crazy, yeah. Crazy times. Not like AI companies care about copyright. Copy Wowhead, make no mistakes.
Maybe in true World of Warcraft fashion, it'll be a council instead. A council of Archon and all of the different sites that have sprung up to fix specific problems. Maybe that will leave Wowhead just as a database that's left with some ads on. Who knows? But what I think we do know is that for the longest time, Wowhead was insulated from a lot of the rot that happened to a lot of the rest of games media. It now seems it's no longer insulated from that. In many ways, for us as players, that's going to suck. And for Blizzard, it's also going to suck, because let's be real, Wowhead has been Blizzard's crutch for years as well. I would love to know what your experience with this has been, and I would also love to know, and I think many people watching this video would love to see in the comments, what sites, what tools, what things do you find yourself using today? I mean, using the likes of Archon has been so great for so many members of my guild. I am sure there are sites out there that I don't know about, loads of other people don't know about, so if you've seen something cool, let us know in those comments. And if you want to take a different track and enjoy what I think is a banger of a story, it's very important to where WoW's going. Watch this next.
Oh shit, there's another WoW lore video. I already have one ready here, the end of Warcraft. And this has some crazy views, by the way. But yeah, regarding the Wowhead thing, I don't know. I find it really hard. But of course, yeah, if AI comes in, guys, and technology changes and everything is fucked up and people just copy websites, then yeah, I guess it can die. Yeah, okay. If maybe AI makes a WoW killer as well. I don't fucking know at this point. There's this AI tool from Google, I think. Gemini something. And you're able to like describe the game you want, and it creates that game for you. But the way it creates it is like, it doesn't actually create the game. But let's say you wanted GTA recreated, right? When you move in the game, it's live generating the next picture, the next frame as you press it. So it's not like an actual coded world. Yeah, it's all just pictures that is generating based on what you put on the keyboard, and it can create like these words that you describe it to create, and like it's as if you're playing a game, but it's not an actual game. You know, kind of crazy. It's just generating in the next image as you press live, really fast. I don't know how much it costs, but apparently it has like a limit of like 1 minute or something. But it's only the beginning, right? Like 2 years from now, things can get really crazy, and that's why PCs are expensive. Yeah. I mean, technological advancement, people experimenting with everything, and people investing crazy money into it, trying things out. Yeah. It is expensive to try out this shit, obviously. How much of the Echo Register will be AI in 2027? Yeah, who knows, dude? What I'm saying is, all the analysts, they should look at using AI instead of doing grunt work. The thing about Wowhead, though, is that while it's helpful and informative, a lot of the really helpful informative comes from the other place in the comments on the post. Would AI copy that too? Yeah, I think that... I think that's the one thing they might not even have copyrighted. I'm not sure. There will be a scribe AI. You won't even exist anymore. There's potential for that, yeah. There's a crazy times we live in, dude. One thing that's going to be sad when you be like die is probably like, like you're going to be curious about what's going to happen 20 years later, you know? Some crazy shit is going on. Can't die right now. Maybe we're going to be too old to realize what's going on. Can we reverse RWC caster? Team be full of AI. Oh, Racer Warfare caster. Team be full of AI holograms. With things like that, I could see that actually happening. You know what? I could see casters being replaced by AI very quickly. Yeah. I'm sorry, Kana. I'm not saying it for like us in the race war first or anytime soon, but like 15 years from now, absolutely, man. I don't think there's gonna be human live casters anymore. That AI hallucinates and analysis slow, and if you keep using it without knowing exactly what the analysis is, that's the method. You might start going off the hallucinated and listening. Do you work on a metal analysis? It's crazy how many wrong things people say because they think AI is always correct. Yeah, I mean, I don't let AI do analysis that much, but I use it to create like some quick script that I just double check, and then I use it to analyze stuff. That's typically how I let it analyze things. In a way, indirect. That's why I said like our analysts would need to learn how to use AI, because you would still need our analysts. But yeah. A lot of streamers use avatars instead of cameras, which talk when they do and usually have substantial booba. Is that basically AI? Great question. I see you're a man of science, Loopy. You mean VTubers, right? I don't know if they use AI for things. It would make sense. If I was a VTuber, I would definitely use AI, yeah. AI viewer bots watching AI cats. Writing in the chat as well, dude. Oh my god, what is gonna be real even at some point? I tried to be a scribe maximum fast with rate leading, and I found out fast that I'm not a rate leader. Honestly, rate leading is not even necessarily that hard. I don't know. I take that back, actually. It is pretty hard. It's just when you have a lot of experience, it's not that hard. But I guess I do have a lot of XP doing this for so long. Yeah. That's why it's not hard for me. Like a rate leading part. There's a lot of other hard things about the race, don't get me wrong. The rate leading part, yeah. Yeah, it's an interesting one. I tried to use AI to rate lead and it failed. Oh. AI to rate lead, I do not see working, yeah. Oh, all my monitors are black. I like reinstalled and formatted my PC to install the AMD chip, and since then my monitors will just every now and then refresh themselves, go all black, and I don't know how to turn it off. Some driver thing or something. I don't know, guys. But anyways. Okay. Yeah, no, AI, big topic though. AI is my best friend, dude. I'm telling you. Again, if you're not using AI, definitely use AI for things. Stop, like in general, Googling things. I mean, I guess if you're even Googling things, you'll see AI answers anyway. So I guess you're automatically being introduced to AI. Like, surely everybody's using AI because you're Googling things, right? My best friend, Sach. Yeah, it's like AI and then like maybe like 15 other friends, and then it's you actually. So it's pretty up there. It's pretty close. Maybe like 20 other friends. It's Kana and then it's Kems actually. Yeah. Okay. Wowhead, and then what do we look at? Anniversary stats, potential like game design philosophies and classic plus thinkings, or the end of Warcraft, which is some lore video. Honestly, I don't know what it is about. What do we watch, guys? This has a lot of views though. Most viewed one. Nobody cares about anniversary. it's not about anniversary itself, but more like anniversary success and what it means potentially for Classic, Classic Plus, that type of thing. Don't think you need End of Warcraft. It's not doomy, just fluff about story. I could also look at something. Blizzard started suing Ascension now as well. There's another private server. I could look into that. But I was curious about like future of Warcraft. You know, I'm guessing at BlizzCon they will mention what happens after the Last Titan, right? I'm hoping it's something positive. I'm hoping they mention it because it would be nice to know for us that is fully reliant on Blizzard in our business model in a way. Don't think that. You guys don't like the videos? Do we look at WoW suing expansion? Any big videos on that? Let's see. I don't think anybody like covered this properly. Maybe also not. Actually, a lot of people did. But I don't know. I don't see any of them getting big interaction. So either it's bad videos or the topic is not interesting. 6 months ago, will there be a lawsuit? Well, there is now. Kana AI is being time botted because it looks like a website. I'm sorry, Melereth. Because maybe they can end the title and use the same engine and transform it into a game. Yeah, I don't know. I did hear things about like a reset after this Last Titan, but I don't know what is what that means, and it might be full fake info as well. Let's look at it. I'm curious now. We do some nice chill lore video action, okay?
13 years ago, one of the most brutal events in Warcraft took place.
This guy has like the voice of a RuneScape content creator, I swear. He sounds like a RuneScape creator. Yeah, you must know who I'm talking about.
During the peak of the faction conflict between the Horde and the Alliance in Mist of Pandaria, Garrosh Hellscream made sure to sow hatred between the two factions in the neutral city of Dalaran. Tensions were already high between the sub-factions in the city. The Silver Covenant and the Sun Reavers represented the Alliance and the Horde, but High Elves and Blood Elves weren't always opposed to each other, because before the Burning Crusade, the High Elves left the elven city of Quotha because their prince, who was a bad guy, was teaching the citizens how to suck magic from living things to satiate their addiction. But if they didn't satiate their addiction, they wouldn't die. They were just addicts, and the High Elves thought that was messed up, so they left. But physically, there's no difference between Blood Elves and High Elves other than their eyes, and also they have cultural differences. But ignore everything I just said because Varisa and other High Elves left Quotha for totally different reasons after the Second War, because Quotha dropped out of the Alliance, but Varisa and the other High Elves wanted to stay in the Alliance because we need High Elf units for humans in Warcraft 3. Okay, so, the Sunwell. Quotha had this thing called the Sunwell, but that was destroyed during the invasion of Quotha. But it was different from the Sunwell that was reinvigorated at the end of the Burning Crusade. No. This version of the Sunwell actually had different magic, and it actually came from a different well called the Well of Eternity. But that well doesn't exist anymore because of an event that happened 10,000 years ago during the War of the Ancients, which is also a book series, and the first 2 books of the series came out before World of Warcraft even released. But this book series, it's super important because it lays out the events leading to the world-altering event called the Sundering, and oh my f***ing god, I'm talking about the Sundering again. You know what? No, I'm done with this Warcraft lore bullshit. Instead of telling you about the Sundering, I'm just gonna play every single time I've talked about the Sundering on this channel at once, because I just can't be bothered anymore.
Well, the worst part is I heard this stuff about Sundering. I like watched videos about it. I don't remember what it is anymore. I could have actually used the TLDR.
In the Mist of Pandaria, a quest line called the Purging of Dalaran took place, an event where the Sun Reavers were slaughtered or exiled from the city by the Silver Covenant. And it wasn't until midnight, 13 years later, that this storyline was revisited and met its conclusion. But for this questline to make any sense or have any emotional impact on the player, they need the required context to know all of this in a questline from 13 years ago. I really want to stress that. 13 years ago. I was 13 years ago. I was in middle school. We were all doing the Harlem Shake. During this questline, the Silver Covenant is allowed back into the city to help defeat the Void Invasion. Afterwards, they make a compromise and combine the Silver Covenant and the Sun Reavers into one singular faction called the Silver Sun Compact.
Varisa and I have decided
I
that
had no
our
idea.
people can no longer afford to fight each other.
I agree to this compact, though I will never forgive the Horde for what it has done.
Is this an actual cinematic from the game, or is he recreating these?
As I will never forgive the Alliance for purging us from Dalaran.
Nah, this can't be real. Yeah, he must have made these himself.
Yet, I too agree to this compact. We cannot greet the future without saying farewell to the past.
But why? Why is Blizzard taking the narrative in this direction? What is this? World of Friendship craft? No! To understand why the narrative is being taken in this direction, we need to talk about the massive obstacle that is in the way of Warcraft telling good stories. For a majority of World of Warcraft's history, its lore has been unfocused. Each expansion has been wildly different in subject matter, with only the faintest connections between each bombastic, disconnected continuation of its story. But with this scattershot approach comes a wide breadth of lore that is required to understand when topics are reintroduced with an expansion's worth of lore that separate the start and end of a character's story. The only realistic way for a new or casual player to understand the story is either read a collection of 4 history books explaining the entire universe.
That's what I do. Yeah, I read the books, guys.
Read the wiki, or go watch a video explaining the lore on YouTube. This disjointed approach in World of Warcraft can also be seen in the game's design. Features for expansions were built, iterated, and ultimately scrapped over and over again. Garrisons, artifact weapons, war fronts, the Heart of Azeroth, and covenants all met their inevitable end once the next expansion was released. It wasn't until Dragonflight when we saw a philosophical shift in the game's design. Instead of a flashy new feature built for one expansion and one expansion only, there was an investment in the core fundamentals of World of Warcraft's design. Since then, we've seen features like dynamic flying, talent trees, professions, auction house revamp, crossfire.
Hey, the talent trees were always still, I still think a mistake, and still is a mistake. Willing to die on this hill, unlike all talent trees were actually better.
Action gameplay, war bands, delves, UI changes, and most impactful of all.
And also borrowed power was not the issue with WoW either. They always implement... I don't know, like, Blizzard must know this as well. Like, anybody who's really playing the game must know this. But turning borrowed power into a scapegoat is kind of crazy tech. Like, because borrowed power basically was them trying out systems, and then if they like the system, or if they like the spell out of that, or how a mechanic worked, they implemented that somewhere into the game where you could again get it. Like, if you look at the existing talent trees right now, they're either from a legendary item in effect, or they're from a covenant, or they're from the tier set. They will take on things and they just put them into the talent tree. Or before that, it was part of some other place in the talent tree, or they came back as a tier set, or as a trinket or something. So it was just a nice way to just test out things, and then if they liked something, they moved it forward. nothing changed. It's still the same system. They're still changing talents, and sometimes they're dropping talents. Does that make the previous talent a borrowed power system? I mean, and the weird thing is, like, everybody just jumped in on this hype and took the bait, in my opinion. So I don't know if Blizzard kind of believed themselves into this lie, or are they just like crazy liar manipulators? I don't understand it. But yeah, borrowed power was never the issue with WoW. It was the fact that the system that they designed were shit. The covenants were not bad. The problem was that you couldn't swap the covenants. Same way with initially with the soul. Was it like the respec thing that you did on the soul bind was also, you couldn't respec it. You had to wait for some time or something. It was ridiculous. That was the issue. Covenants were never bad. It was completely fine. And it was fine for it to be there for an expansion and go away as well, because having the ability to blink around with the Ventir Covenant or with the Fox that you can shapeshift and jump, that would be getting boring over time. It's actually better that it is borrowed power in my. So I don't think borrowed power was ever the problem. It was that, yeah, they had other shit systems tied to it. What did he show other than that on borrowed power? Actually, artifact weapons. I think this is also fine to be a borrowed power. I think it was great. Like, did you guys dislike having artifact weapons? Okay, like, it would get old. Don't get me wrong. It would really get old over time, especially if you can't use any other weapons. Because getting a weapon drop in the game is actually quite important, quite fun. But having the artifact weapons during Legion, it was cool. I had the farming before Nighthold. AP was the issue. Yeah, that's a separate topic. Yeah, AP obviously was a problem. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. But the borrowed power of artifact weapons, I don't think a problem at all. And funny enough, a lot of the spells that we have right now, a lot of the passive spells, a lot of the ways the spells interact with each other, they come from talents or whatever, like nodes that you have in your artifact weapon. Like, I think shadowy operations, I believe, came from a talent in the artifact weapons, or at least a lot of the interactions with it. I'm pretty sure. I think shadowy operations themselves even. Like, yeah, this was borrowed power, but yeah, if it's good, it will live on in some other way of the part of the game. And if it gets boring quickly, it's a nice way to get it out of the game quickly as well. Phoenix Flames, I don't know if that was artifact weapons or where it came from. I didn't play Mage that much back then, but yeah, this will never like cease to amaze me that they first took borrowed power, they turned it into the evil. Then they came as the saviors and said, we're not going to do borrowed power anymore. And everybody was celebrating. And I'm just sitting here like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, tier sets are borrowed power. Legendary items are borrowed power. How is that a bad thing? It's crazy, dude. And then they gave us this crazy bloated talent tree, much harder to understand for a new player. Like, much, much harder. That doesn't add really much into the game. Except for, okay, I mean, if you're like a super nerd theory crafter that really enjoys this, you might be enjoying it. But other than that, you will have some saved builds that you play. New players won't even understand jack shit. They will just copy a guide. Whereas with the old talent trees, you could at least like read it quickly. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Like 3 of the talents, it was about some utility stuff anyways, like body and soul on priest or something like that. And then, yeah, like you had, I don't know, some like ray of frost in the end, and I don't know, casting instant blizzards with the frozen orb or something. Oh, or even bolt or something like that was a talent as well. Looks nice, and normal players will just copy anyways. It does look nicer. I agree with that. It does look nice, but it is not better. Yeah, no. Unfortunate. A lot of fake choices and matters. Yeah, which is fine, but the way they illustrated it looks like it is optimizable, and then you end up staring at it, or you just don't look at it anyways. So if those two are the things that you're gonna do for like 99% of the players are gonna do that essentially, why is it there? But is it just some nice packaging so that you get tricked into playing the game or what? Even Bolt also came from the artifact. Yeah, like of course, like borrowed power system is like this whole thing was some sort of like I literally like this is a conspiracy theory I have. I think they just created this term, turned it into the evil, and then came out as the savior, saving you from this evil, bringing the talent tree. Man, I have no idea why other people weren't pushing against this, but yeah, I was kind of alone, guys. Unluck. I think it led to a lot of players getting frustrated and not understanding the game. For new players, I think this was really, really, really bad. Can you share your opinion on Austrian Navy, or is it just remaining for like curious to hear your rational? I don't really want to, honestly. It's, I would say, too private. But yeah. It was a tough decision. We were in between quite some time, and it ended up being like this. Yeah. In the end, like, it is right now is the, I mean, which is kind of also normal. It is the most elitist time to be alive. The players are really, really, really good, and there is still high interest of people wanting to join the race. It's you can get removed for not being the best of the best in a way, even though you're really, really good. And also you might even be removed for not being potentially the best of the best. Because Norscom was a trial, we didn't really see his full potential. We don't know. He might be better than most of our players. We will never know. Or at least not anytime soon. So it was a really close decision. Oh, I pressed 0 again, guys. Why do I do this? God damn it. Okay. It's not that bad.
Story. But with this
or was it here? No, it was not. Okay, he was here.
Shift in
but yeah. Wishing Norscom the best.
In the game's design. Instead of a flashy new feature built for one expansion and one expansion.
No resource for Sportfall. Yeah, also for Sportfall, no, there's no resource for first event. The boss will be dead by the time we wake up. Shout out to Blizzard. I did give Blizzard ideas to. It would be an very easy way to test global release on this patch. It would be a really easy way, separately from this global release, to test a challenge mode that doesn't reward any additional items, but to see if there would be still interest in people participating, because there is the mythic will be really easy. People can just go grab the loot, or people can just play the content for actual difficulty. And I think both ideas got ignored. So unlike you're not getting content essentially. You have a world boss. Go kill it. Congrats. Yeah. In terms of vibeability, I think it would be close to like Chimeros. Seafair, I used to raid with him back in the day. That's why I'm curious. He's great. Yeah. Yeah, I think he did great when he played. It's also not about just gameplay. It's also about like theory crafting skills and things like that. Yeah. Again, don't want to go into detail, make him, because whenever I say something about a player, like things can get handpicked and then out of context, and it makes the player maybe look bad or whatever. No, I'm not gonna go into it. Yeah. Are you pushing it? Yeah. Thank you. All right.
Only. There was an investment in the core fundamentals of World of Warcraft's design. Since then, we've seen features like dynamic flying, talent trees, professions, auction house revamp, cross-faction gameplay, warbands, delves, UI changes, and most impactful of all, housing. a massive core pillar of gameplay being introduced in Midnight.
But honestly, I don't even like warbands. Like, I don't know why they did this. It sounds cool or whatever, but just say like, yeah, things are more account shared now. I don't know why everything needs to be a new fucking feature and like called differently, warband bound or whatever. It's just adding these words. Just make things account wide. That's it. I know it's for marketing, but man, do you have enough things to market? We don't need this shit. Not everything is actually account-wide. That's fine. Call it account-wide when it is account-wide. It's just the word warbands. I don't know. I was not a big fan. It's also like, it's also confusing because it makes it look like there's these.
World of War the next desperate delves, UI changes, and most auction house revamped cross-faction gameplay warband.
It looks like only these 4 characters that you choose will be part of your warband or something. Like, it just looks weird. I don't know. For me, it was a weird thing, at least. I don't like it. Let's see, what did we get?
Of World of Warcraft's design. Since then, we've seen features.
Evoker, I think, is also a failed experiment, honestly. First of all, I think it's a shitty-looking class. And augmentation, specifically, I think, is just troll. Like, it's just not good. Like, maybe it could have been done in a different way and it could have been good. I don't know. But the way it is, it's not good. And honestly, I don't even know how to make it much better. Because like, essentially, they wanted to bring a really complex spec into this game. But with complexity comes scale expression. With skill expression, it comes that good players will become really fucking good, and bad players cannot play it. And then if you're designing something for the really fucking good players, well, the bad players will be like, why are you designing things only for the good players? We want to play it as well. But then when you balance it for the bad players, the good players are gonna excel at it and are gonna be OP. Yeah, it's just complete mess, honestly. And now they made it a lot more stupid to play and a lot less interesting. I don't even know what the point is at this point. You know, it is so weird. I don't know.
Like dynamic flying, talent trees, professions, auction house revamp, cross-faction gameplay, warbands, delves, UI changes, and most impactful of all, housing. A massive core pillar of gameplay being introduced in Midnight. World of Warcraft is currently being...
How's housing performing, dude? Are people loving this? Is Blizzard making some fucking money from this? That's what I want to hear.
Made with the goal of setting the MMO up for success.
Are people getting into WoW because of housing? Are the numbers like popping off? 90% of the people are spending time in housing now during farm.
For the next 20 years. And the same thing is happening to the game's lore.
I didn't see... The weird thing is, I mean, maybe it's the algorithm of the internet or whatever, but I don't see that much housing content. I don't know. I know like some... I think like maybe Preach did some like housing thing or something. But where are all the housing events? When's the next party we're going to, guys? I haven't seen anyone advertising like that they design houses for guilds or whatever. I don't see anything. That was only a housing post for like 2 months. You just not invited, bro? What? That's crazy. I swear to God, it's copium. I don't know, this housing better be fucking good, yeah? It is true that it is, like, in a way, an evergreen thing in the game. But, yeah, I hope it makes some money back.
Which is desperately trying to recover from the sins of its past. Because from 2014 to 2020, the A-plot of World of Warcraft has kind of been a hot mess. and the peaks and valleys of the game's lore is directly correlated to the juggling of creative directors World of Warcraft has been fumbling through. The creative director for World of Warcraft from 2004 to 2016 was Chris Metzen,
Holy
the
shit, he was so
artistic
young back
mind
then.
that founded Warcraft. He would step down from his leadership role in 2016 after being burnt out having to manage World of Warcraft, the Warcraft movie, and the failed Project Titan. The last thing Chris was involved in was the Legion expansion and the cinematic for Battle for Azeroth. Creative director Alex Afasarabi took Chris's place of a leadership role in 2016. Afasarabi was allegedly known to be very proud of treating every WoW expansion like it was the last WoW expansion, which is great, until you have to make the next WoW expansion. Furthermore, he was allegedly the leading voice in pushing the Burning of Teldrassil event in the Battle for Azeroth, much to the distaste of the rest of the narrative team. Despite his push for the story beat, he had no idea what the conclusion of the Burning of Teldrassil, or Sylvanas' story, would be. He would later be quietly fired from Blizzard June of 2020 for sexual misconduct. Steve Denuser, a fellow narrative designer, needs to find a way to continue this story he just inherited. Shadowlands comes out and its lore is heavily criticized by the player base. November 28th, 2022, the Dragonflight expansion comes out and its story's a good refresher, but still has some issues. December 15th, 2022, Chris Metzen comes back as a creative advisor for World of Warcraft. When Chris rejoined, the team was already 10 months into the development of The War Within. During his time as an advisor, he takes a look at the story plans of WoW for the next 2 expansions, and he doesn't like what he sees. In an interview with Bobby Kotick, former CEO of Activision Blizzard, he tells a story of when Chris Metzen returned to Blizzard and took a look at the planned story for World of Warcraft.
He calls me, he had seen the 2 expansion plans, and he called me, he's like, they're not good, man. They need to be redone. And I'm like, just come do it. You're the guy, come do it.
September 26th, 2022, Chris Metzen fully rejoins Blizzard as the executive creative director. Then in the fall of 2023, Steve Denuser quietly leaves Blizzard, stating that it was because of the work-from-home policy at Blizzard being restricted and that he's looking for a change. BlizzCon 2023. Chris Metzen announces the World Soul Saga, a trilogy of expansions with a cohesive story that will not only close this chapter of the past 20 years of Warcraft's story, but set the universe up for the next 20 years.
A storyline that in almost every way feels like the culmination of the first 20 years of our storytelling. A storyline provided we do our jobs, we do the thing that will vector us into the next 20 years of adventure.
But how is that possible? How can the World Soul Saga vector Warcraft into the next 20 years of adventure, and how is this trilogy different from every other expansion? The aftermath of whatever is waiting for us at the end of the World Soul Saga is what I believe to be a soft reboot for the universe. But before they do that, Blizzard needs to wind up a
I did hear that same thing from somewhere else, but let's see.
Maker punch of story decisions that is going to take years to make contact. And really, since Dragonflight, they've been concluding storylines and setting them up with an established baseline to cleanly introduce future lore that isn't mired in ancient context from past expansions. There's the reclamation of Gilneas, the retirement of Gen Greymane, and his daughter Tess becoming the new leader, the World Tree of Belemeth, Tyrande and Malfurion retiring, and Chandris being the new leader. Kalecgos reuniting the Blue Dragonflight, Magni not being Azeroth's speaker anymore, killing off Gallywix and establishing the Undermine Council. The Kirin Tor becoming a decentralized faction, finally establishing a connection between brokers and ethereals, addressing the true nature of the Shadowlands, uncovering the Titan conspiracy and their plans for Azeroth, introducing new characters like Dagran and Eretor, establishing new threats like the Arathi Empire. And probably the most important storyline is the reunification of elves and the creation of the Dawnwell. because the lore surrounding the elves in Quel'Thalas is the longest run-on sentence of lore in the universe that needed to return back to a status quo so future stories can be told which don't rely on the context of decades of fragmented lore. All a new player needs to understand now is that in the northern eastern kingdoms, there's a place called Quel'Thalas. It's filled with magical elves. There are a couple different types of them with different cultures, and that's it. You don't need to know what happened in the Burning Crusade, or the Mists of Pandaria, or the Battle for Azeroth. This is a fresh slate that stories can be built upon. And that isn't to say this is an erasure of Warcraft's story. This is an attempt to finally put some punctuation at the end of these run-on sentences. And if Warcraft is going to have a well-told story, it needs to build a foundation for these new stories to be told.
We cannot greet the future without saying farewell to the past.
Now, what I'm not saying is that the story of the reunification of the elves and the cinematics that come with it are some master art of storytelling, because it's really not. What I'm saying is that from a holistic point of view, this shows that WoW's writers have diagnosed one of the major pain points for this legacy universe and are taking steps to rectify it, and that there's a clear long-term investment for the franchise, which can currently be seen in every facet of the game's design, from gameplay to story. In 2008, World of Warcraft Comic Volume 1 was released. This collection of Warcraft comics included a foreword from Chris Metzen talking about how his love for comics heavily influenced the Warcraft universe. While Warcraft is a high-octane swords and sorcery setting, I don't think it's any secret that its unique flavor is steeped heavily in comics lore. It's absolutely saturated by the colorful themes and motifs that continually play out in the complex yet glorious universes inhabited by our favorite spandex-clad heroes. I know. You might be wondering what magical broadswords and demon-forged Fellreavers have to do with secret identities and skin-tight costumes. A few examples pop in the mind. Chris goes on to talk about how Captain America was the inspiration for the vibe of Warcraft Paladins. Alex Ross's mythical renderings of Superman in Kingdom Come and Justice influenced the Draenei's heroic poses and animation sets. The dreaming from Sandman and the green from the Swamp Thing helped shape the lore of the Emerald Dream. But the most impactful comic book inspiration for Warcraft was The Mighty Thor by Walt Simonson and Saul Buscema. He goes on to mention that the Burning Legion and Sargeras are just riffs off the demon Surtur and Muspelheim, and Thrall's Doomhammer is just heavily inspired by Mjolnir. The very foundation of Warcraft's lore is soaked in inspiration from comics, but the similarities between the two go even farther than that. Legacy comics develop into incredibly long-running mediums of storytelling. For these stories to be sustainable, they practically require resets for its story, or it will be suffocated in information that make them impossible to get into. For DC Universe, they implement entire resets to their universe frequently. For Marvel, they section off their long-running narrative in story arcs created by specific writers. When a new arc starts, it's typically a great opportunity for new readers to pick up the series. And that right there is what WoW is working towards. Wrapping up this disconnected story that has been told for 20 years and establish a new era. A new era unburdened by a suffocating amount of context so that goods...
Honestly, that makes a lot of sense, because, like, I don't know how many of you guys are lore freaks, but for us normal people like me, I don't really know what the fuck is going on anyways right now. Like, if we're talking about the nostalgia of, like, good story Warcraft, right? It's all gone anyways. Like, I'm not saying the feelings are gone, but in retail, you don't really find that anyways anymore. Like, I don't find the Lich King in retail, you know? Like, it has nothing to do with it, bro. Like, I mean, they use it in Shadowlands a little bit with the helmet stuff, but aside from that, like, I don't really know any, like, Warcraft 3 lore that's, I mean, I guess it sounds well a little bit and stuff, but I don't think it's that epic, you know? To me, when we're talking about Warcraft, the big things was Illidan, Arthas, Lich King. I kind of same, like the whole arc. And maybe what's the guy with the thrall with the hammer? The leaders of the each big cities. That's all kind of gone, anyways. Like we don't even do world content anymore. I don't remember when the last time I was in Orgrimmar in retail. Okay, just to teleport around, maybe. True. That's it. Yeah. So I think this is a smart thing to do for retail. I think this is the perfect way to do it, the perfect time to do it as well, because they're obviously going to bring Classic Plus. So the nostalgic part is going to live on in Classic Plus, and they're going to probably focus even deeper on that. And then on retail, separating it, bringing it to the very basics, and starting a completely new story arc. I think that sounds like a very good idea. Very, very good idea. I like it. Nice.
Stories can be told. And in order to make this goal a reality, the World Soul Saga has...
And I fucking hope they invest a bit into their storytelling. Please, don't make us just do some basic quests and expect people to read everything. Please, bro.
Awkward, ugly moments where it's trying to wrap up the remnants of legacy lore to set the universe up for success in the long term. And it's not perfect in the slightest, but it shows that Blizzard has diagnosed these major pain points with Warcraft's story and are taking major swings to help rectify them.
My hope, our dear hope, is that you can see when it comes to WoW storytelling, we ain't screwing around. We are playing for all the marbles. We are working to establish a thundering heartbeat for this franchise.
But Metzen, what about the sword and Silphus? Please, we're halfway through the saga. It hasn't been talked about at all. Anything?
What was that? Doesn't matter.
What was that, actually? The big thing for me is not even honestly the story itself, because I think the story oftentimes is good, but the storytelling is lacking. Like they had these short cinematic style videos. They could be played every time there's a new patch, or every time there's a new video. When you log into the game, just like you get a cinematic playing when you get a new expansion, that could be played. And investing into those that they are really good, I think that would go a very, very long way. Destiny does that, actually. Funny enough, canceled the game, but they did really nice like recap videos and stuff when patches happened about the story. So I kind of lost interest in WoW lore after Legion. Yeah. Or even like, okay, this is obviously harder said than done, but if there was a Warcraft movie again, that would be really fucking cool, yeah? With the new story. I don't know if referencing that game is wise. But the thing is, I don't think that part of Destiny was the issue. There's a lot of things Destiny did great, and no other game is matching. But yeah, just because you're great at one thing doesn't mean you're good at everything. Our TV show / anime like Arcane for League, yeah, could be as well. I mean, if you're going that style, you would go what I said with World of Warcraft, like these videos. Where was it? Not this. They do it before midnight release, or when was it? Date trailer. Why can I not find it? Damn. That's crazy. What's this? Over to wait between. I don't know what this is. So the animations first. Yeah, this kind of style, although I didn't like this specific one. Can't find the one that I did like. Weird. Was too good. Oh, Echo. They're lead duos, man. God damn it. But yeah, anyways. I like I think what he makes is like what he said makes a lot of sense, and I really like where this is going, especially with the split of Classic Plus that can focus on the nostalgic old story and retail focusing on the new story. I think this can be really good. I like it. I think we're gonna skip this video and end the stream, guys. I would have loved to stick around a bit longer, but I do still want to go and work out. I've been working out, by the way. I know you probably can tell with my big muscles, but I still wanted to tell you. Since like 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks maybe, and like basically like 3 out of 4 days. You know, doing like the push-pull legs routine. And yeah, gonna keep doing it. And then hopefully I'm healthy in the end. So I thought it was Gingy's stream. Yeah. Soon, dude. Soon Gingy is gonna look small next to me. Inshallah, yes, dude. You will be proud. Of course. Of course, it's all thanks to Games for Gamers. Right? Without Games for Gamers, I couldn't have done anything. But yeah, guys, gonna piece it, and then I'm gonna go do something with the family or whatever. See you next weekend, most likely, and maybe I do like, I don't know. I find it unlikely, but do watch the MDI though. It's gonna be an interesting game tonight. Maybe I watch it. Actually, I didn't apply to any co-stream things. I'm not gonna do it. It's fine. Yeah, maybe we watch the recap later or something. All right, bye bye.